All right, and welcome back to Brick Dynasty Live, the only show where the guest and the host are both hearing the questions for the first time.
Yay!
Tonight's guests are two of the most colorful people in LEGO in their building style and their personalities. Welcome, SupaHawk Bricks. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thank you for having us.
I'm psyched you guys got to join me tonight. This is great. Yeah, it's seeing people when they're not recorded is it's a whole different thing, and I love it so much. And
not quite as scripted,
right?
Yeah. And although I've listened to Brick Night quite a few times, and I wouldn't say that show was very scripted.
Nope.
No, we like to fly by the seat of our pants on that show.
There's a little structure in there, here and there, but for the most part, it's off the dome.
Yeah, I mean, you guys must have some kind of general conversation about topics at some point.
The only consistent thing we do is there's a segment that we do at the end of our show where I talk about the history of a specific element, particular to whoever the guest is. But otherwise, everything prior to that section is dependent upon what the guest wants to talk about and what, their interests are and stuff like that. So that part fluctuates, but that's probably the only structure, really.
Okay. So kind of similar to this, where most of the show is a surprise to you as well as the guest. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Keeps it interesting.
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's rewind a little bit and get a little history on you guys. First, I want to ask about the names. So we got Super Cabre and Unhappy Mohawk, right? Mm-hmm. So one sounds Spanish and the other one, I mean, unhappy. I don't see that at all. So where did these come from?
You go first.
So Super Cabre is just one of the aliases of Supa. I acquired the name back in my restaurant days when I was, able to do many things within the building. So my name just became Supa. I was Super Cabre when I was in the kitchen. I was SupaHawk when I was out on the floor. Like, I had different names, but Supa was always the base of the name.
Okay. And how did Unhappy happen?
Man, Unhappy Mohawk started originally back in my very first Xbox days when Xbox Live first came about. And I went to make an account with a Mohawk name, and it said it was taken. So instantly I was just, as a teenager, was like, I'm unhappy. So I was like, I'll just make it that. And it kind of stuck ever since. I mean, my nickname is Mohawk, so everybody always calls me that anyway. And it was always that fun twist to it, to where it's like people see the name Unhappy and then they end up watching a video or seeing me and they're like, that's not your personality at all. It's like, great conversation starter for you, though.
Yeah.
Gee, when you keep it.
Well, that's a good point, because here we are starting a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right on. Okay.
You had your fun. Get down. He made his appearance.
So then then SupaHawk is just the natural combination of the two.
Yep.
Yeah. When I first started my Bricklink store, I was trying to think of a name that I wanted to be able to use, and we kind of just.
It was prior to that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. When we first came up with the name SupaHawk, it was when we were applying to be on Lego Masters. Oh, yeah. And if you apply and you already have a partner that you want to apply with, then they ask you for a team name. And we were like, I don't know. And so that's when I was like, I'm Supa, you're Hawk. And we're like, well, it kind of makes me think of the little chicken hawk from Looney Tunes. And we were like, all right, SupaHawk, which is also where the logo came in too.
Okay. All right. Well, there goes the next question. You got that one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So okay, so Chicken Hawk. That makes more sense because when I first saw it, I was thinking eagle.
Mm-hmm.
It just the coloring. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense.
Yep. Little foghorn
Cool.
leghorn.
Yeah, yeah. Man,
Yeah, we had
foghorn leghorn.
we, we had the idea, a basic idea of what we wanted for the logo, and then one of our friends, Young Pogba, had actually reached out to us and was like, "Hey, I know a guy, and me and him would love to do work on this and come back to you with what we got." And I was like, "All right, sure, no big deal." And he comes back, it's a couple weeks later, maybe or so,
like
and gave us that image. First draft, that was it, and we were like, sold.
Awesome.
I was like, I want that. And yeah, we've stuck ever since with it.
That's great. Man, it's nice when you can hit it in one and not have to think about it anymore. Yeah.
Makes it easy.
I've deleted every possible copy I could find in my computer of our initial logo. Yeah, man, that thing is cool.
Looking for it.
It's so good.
And then recently, another friend of Pogba's, I ran across doing like the tuft rugs, where it's like the hand stitched rugs that they make.
They take the guns and they like
make shapes
and carve it.
So they're doing our logo in like a 4-foot rug with it, with that style. So I'm super excited. That actually should be finishing up the end of this week.
Sweet,
I believe. So
wait, did I see a video with that?
Yeah.
And the gun looks like it should be blowing bubbles, but instead it's doing things with yarn, like tattoo style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was real?
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea that device actually existed in the real world. I thought that was some... Wow.
Not AI.
Yeah. Well, you can't trust anything anymore.
Yeah, no. I know.
Wow. That's wild. I can't believe that was real. That's great.
So yeah, we're excited about that. Get that into the Lego layer here, and it's going to be a new addition.
Man, you guys have your stuff all over your stuff. All over your stuff. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like the logo right above your head on the wall there. I see.
Yeah.
That thing's great.
Get the SupaHawk on the back wall.
Oh, yeah.
Got to represent.
That looks like it belongs in a like a college gym or something. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Get us some banners on the wall or something to hang up.
Mm-hmm.
Put our year on there when we started.
Yeah.
We got those for the convention side for when we're at a show, was like to put up along the table.
Oh yeah, to hide all of our stuff underneath the table.
And after the first time of doing that, and they kept falling over and just falling down, it was like, this is ridiculous. We're not bringing this no more.
It was a hassle.
So
yeah.
Well, the next
before the actually, I've only been to Chicago, so I don't know how the other ones work. But before the guardrails go up and people can actually get to the table, I'd imagine they're like sticking their knees all over them and kind of getting tangled up.
Yeah.
Right?
We tried to double side stick them to the cloth, but they didn't really attach to the fabric very well. So they would hold up for the most part. But yeah, eventually between the wind and the feet, just touching them.
Yeah. The public days, I think, were the worst, because then it was just a million little feet.
Because the barricades always move.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, with our display, it does a lot, because we had a lot of hide and seek features in. So the kids would be all crowded around looking real hard to try to find stuff. And you could always tell where the spots where the kids would focus the most on, because the guardrail would be like an inch away from the table.
Oh, man. So you want to walk us through the hide and seek thing, how that works?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So every year for the last 2 years, prior to Chicago, whenever we would go to the conventions and stuff, we would trade sig figs with different content creators and builders and stuff like that. And then once Chicago came around, that group that we had collected got put onto a poster board, and those figs got put into the display. And then we had, originally we had laminated cards that matched the images of the people that were on the board. So they would go with a dry erase marker and they'd find all their people and then they'd bring it back to us and they'd get a ticket and we were raffling off a set at the end of the show. So it's like, if you participated, then you got a chance to win the set that was here. That became work and it was a lot to manage. So we went digital.
And when we were doing the raffle, it was even getting difficult to give the set away because like we'd have the contact for the person to be like, all right, if you win, have a way for us to reach you. We'd reach out to them and they're like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. It's like,
what?
Okay.
Ship it to you.
I get it. You don't know a person and they're all of a sudden saying you won something, but you was just at a show and we told you we would contact you if you won. So like, that's strange, but fair enough. Like, so we kind of moved away from trying to raffle it off at a show just because that just became too much of a hassle.
Yeah, plus we had a lot of people's information that we had to get rid of.
Yeah, I didn't like having anybody's information if we didn't need it.
So, but then after that, we were like, okay, well, to make it digital. So then we went QR code style. So you can actually pull up an image of that printout of all the figs on it and go through and follow them yourself. But then also on that QR code, when you scanned it, I made a link to all of the creators or builders, whether it be Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever. So not only did you have the option to have it digitally and find all the people, but you could also go through and be like, oh, I like this fig, or, oh, I know this person. Boom, click on their link in the link tree. And then you're on their TikTok page and, you're on their stuff. So last year we added another 20 some people.
Yeah.
So now we have 2 poster boards full of sig figs of people, that are from the Lego community, and
we're up
currently collecting.
Yeah, we're up to almost 60 figs now.
Total.
So wow.
If you have a sig fig and you would like to trade it, we can get in contact and we'll have you in as long as you're in before May.
Yeah. May's the cutoff. So
yeah, May 1st is the cutoff, so we have time to make the boards and stuff like that for the show in June. But you can be on our hide and seek.
That's awesome.
Oh, he's grabbing one of those signs.
That even doing it that way, that still sounds like work.
It's not as much as it was because at this point I just set up the signs, and if they participate, awesome. If they don't, that's fine too. But it also at least gives them the option to have access to all these people's different, platforms.
Then the really fun thing is afterward, we have everybody that participated sign it, and then it becomes art for our wall at home.
Yep.
That's great.
All our friends.
Yeah. So I noticed on that it said the Little Bricks charity there.
Yep.
Now he's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the guy, the big guy with the little mohawk.
Yep.
That was him. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Isn't he working with some kind of I don't even know what you want to call it. Either he's doing it himself or he's working with some other, I don't know, Lego competitor, brick brand, something.
Oh yeah, he has. I don't know if it's his own company, but yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, he made a post the other day I seen about it where he's no longer officially with Little Bricks Charity. He's now gone and made his own books, which actually we just picked some up. I have those, but it's build and you get a book and you get bricks essentially. And so instead of handing out Lego sets for the hospitals, instead he's going around and handing out these build and read sets to the hospitals.
Yeah, they're
so it's kind of it's still a charity, but it's also a for-profit that he sells in Walmarts and stuff like that and online.
Wow.
So you have the option to buy the product, but he also donates the product to hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good for him.
Yeah, he's doing good. I follow him on TikTok and watch him roll around all the Walmarts. So.
Yeah, TikTok has gotten tricky because you almost don't know if you're following anyone or not, because they just kind of either show up in your feed or they don't. And you can follow somebody and never, ever see them.
You can be on the following side of TikTok and scrolling and still get people that are like, oh, do you want to follow this person? I'm like, why are you suggesting people on this half of the scroll? These should be all the people I'm following. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you'll see a video they made like 3 months ago about something, and you're like, oh, this is really cool and exciting. And then they're like, yeah, that's done past. And you're like, oh.
I just saw it.
Yeah, it's great when they do the, oh, this sale is happening now. And it's like, that was last year. It's
come to Barnes & Noble and do the free build yesterday.
Yep.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see
do you guys have a Barnes & Noble that does the builds?
We don't have anything within a
2 hours?
solid hour to hour and a half. Oh yeah,
Barnes & Noble's, it's probably 2 hours.
I bet.
Wow.
Toledo's probably
Toledo probably has Barnes & Noble,
but it's an hour and 20 minutes.
But it's an hour at least. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we live out in the middle of
the closest Walmart to us is 25 minutes away.
For Walmart?
Just to a Walmart.
We're about right here, Michigan.
/ major grocery store.
Yeah. If you want to hit anything other than your local Dollar General, you're traveling 30 minutes any direction.
That's bananas. Okay.
Oh, but it's so nice. It's so peaceful out here.
Yeah. The worst thing we get is the cows every once in a while. You know, that smell will just kind of linger from the dairy farm a couple miles up the road, but
okay. So you don't mean a cow just walking by. Right.
No, we did. We're coming home from work one day and just happened to look off to the side in the field, and there's about 7 or 8 cows frolicking through the field. Like, oh, I've escaped. We're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that.
I can't even imagine. That's so good.
Yeah, we couldn't either. We had a double take. Like, is that really? Are those cows running across the field of just? What?
They weren't just running across the field. They were galloping with joy.
We're free.
Yeah, they were like, they had just broken free and were frolicking across the field.
Man, is that what they mean by free range at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Man, that's great. So, okay. So if you guys are in an area like that, is it a lot of work to get to these conventions that you go to? Is everything a hike?
Yeah, everything. The closest show we go to currently is in Fort Wayne, and it's still it's 2 hours away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Grand Rapids is 2.5. And
Indianapolis is 3 and
4.
Yeah, 3.5, 4. And then Chicago is 6, 5
hours.
Something like that.
The longest show we went to display at would be when we went to Milwaukee, which was like 6.5 or 7 to get to.
We went to Nashville.
Well, yeah, but that was a different time too.
I know.
That was a show we don't talk about.
There was a time, once upon a blue moon, where we did set up a display in Tennessee with the company who we do not speak of because they're a joke. But
okay.
Yeah. So we haven't done anything with them, but we did travel pretty far with our stuff.
Yeah, but that was when we lived in Indianapolis too, so it was a lot less of a drive than from up in Michigan.
True.
And then tomorrow we actually take off to go to Philadelphia show that's headed. We're gonna go visit that show that's this weekend, the Brick Fair, PA.
Yep.
I thought that had shut down. Did they take some time off or?
No, there was a rumor for it for the
year?
Brick Fair Virginia show that it was 2 years ago was going to be its last year, and then they renewed the contract. And then just found out recently that where that show gets held at is recently been bought and going to be turned into an IKEA store. So next year's Virginia show location is unknown. at the moment.
But they do have the show in Philly still.
Yeah,
I don't know
It's the
where
first. This is the
else.
first time they're doing it in Philly. So this is like a much smaller show. It's not going to be nearly as big as the Virginia show is. And then they do. Where's the other one?
That's what I was trying to think.
Fredericksburg.
Me or and something.
I don't remember. They do
Anyways.
another one too, but we've only visited the Virginia one.
And we're going to Philly tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, Philly is interesting because that one that's within driving distance for us. I mean, it's a hike, but it's doable. And it's whatever it is, 5.5 hours. So that's not bad.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's probably the closest one to us.
Dang.
So where
Yeah.
you guys at then? Roughly.
We're in Boston area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we only get the tiny little shit show out here.
I'm in the corner.
Yeah,
Sorry.
which we've done, and when we brought our kids, last time were they 7 and 2 when we brought them to
Legoland?
no
Discovery Center?
Brickfest.
Brickfest?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. 7 and 2.
Yeah, 7 and 2.
Still on a stroller.
So they were a little bitty. They were a good size for playing with the brick
That's
house
a
or
good
whatever they
age
call
for
it.
that show.
Yep.
That's a great age for that show.
That's the only age for that show.
That's exactly my point.
Yep.
Yeah.
They who we don't speak of.
Yeah. But yeah, up until Brickworld last year, that was our only experience. So-
Ooh, that's a big one for
Chicago
you.
is a big show, and the shows that happen in Grand Rapids, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, those are more like an expo. So
Yeah.
take a quarter of what the size of the room is in Chicago, and that's more what you're working with. You're also working with more people more local to that area. So like when we go down in Fort Wayne, there's a Fort Lug, there's an Indy Lug. When we go up to Grand Rapids, there's a West Mich Lug and stuff like that. So it's more local builders that will come in and display instead of like the Super Bowl of Chicago that is grand, 5-day show. Because this thing only happens, it's a Saturday, Sunday show. So it's much smaller. Yeah. And you don't have all the breakaways and all the rooms. It's just, look at my stuff.
But it sounds like all of the rest of them are still well organized. There's still there's people there that actually care about the brick. It's not just people looking for something to do on a rainy day and nothing else is going on in their lives.
You get those sometimes too. But yeah, a lot of the people that show up are actually like Lego people, or at least like they come with their kids, and then the parents come through and you realize, oh no, the parents are Lego people too. They just, they have to be an adult, and we kind of break them up, and we're like, look, you can be a kid with your kid, like Lego it up. It's a good time. And then they break loose and they're like, yeah, I do. I want to get this set, or I want to, whatever. So it's fun.
Cool. Have you guys kept track of how many shows you've been to total or taken part in? You turn. Is there a list?
There's a stack.
Here's a stack of all the badges that we've gone just from Brickworld.
Wow.
I think
That's
our
incredible.
and show.
Unreal. Look at that.
So, granted, we've only been going for 3-4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Since they restarted after COVID.
Yeah, basically post-COVID. But we've also hit all the shows.
Yeah, we traveled the circuit with them.
There was a point we went to Milwaukee. There was a point we went to Detroit. We don't do those shows anymore just because the venues and, kind of the same thing as Virginia, issues with the venues. So, but yeah, it's,
we haven't missed one yet.
the only thing we haven't done is hit anything out on the West Coast. So like Brick Rodeo, Brick Slopes,
Brick convention.
All those that are out there on the western side of the United States, we haven't made it out there.
It's a little far.
That's the plan. Yeah, and we drive everywhere, so that would be a vacation we would have to take.
Yeah, that's a lot more work.
Yeah. That would not be a display.
When you guys do Chicago, that's still kind of a vacation for you, isn't it? Because
that is our vacation.
So that's my Father's Day gift that I just claimed, that it's like that week I'm in Chicago.
Awesome.
We are going to Chicago.
Right.
Kids, you get to stay home, stay with grandma, have fun.
Yep.
We'll see you when we get back.
Awesome. So that's a good deal for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it works out well. Yeah. Usually, Sunday morning when I get up, I'll get a phone call from the kids, wish me happy Father's Day. And I'm like, thanks. All right, gotta go. Time to go to the show.
Yep,
Click.
Gotta go to the show.
Yeah, because if you're involved, then you're really on the whole weekend.
Especially the Saturday and Sunday. We're staffed, so yes, through the week we are doing stuff. If people need things, we're available to contact, to get a hold of, to get things done. But strictly Saturday and Sunday, we tend to manage the interactive areas. So we have our own games that we run. There's Brick Derby that happens. There's Interactive City. You've got your
we had the sport bike cars. The play brick area, the mosaic wall, the graffiti wall. So anything the kids can touch, basically.
My God.
When you went, did you go to Chicago this year?
Yep.
Okay, so the secondary room, they had the big main room where all the displays were, and then once you went out of that hall and you kept walking straight into that secondary room where like Brick Derby was, there was a train display initially, but everything in that area was basically hands-on. So that way it was like, touch, don't touch. You know what I mean? But we had so many people displaying that that's why the trains were in there this year. But so we spent a lot of our time on the weekend, especially in there, because there's just so much public that comes through on those. The AFOLs are really good about, they know what to touch, what not to touch, how to be respectful of the brick, things of that nature. The public doesn't always, and the children don't always. So come Saturday and Sunday, our main focus is making sure that everything that we do with Brickworld that is hands-on touchy is good.
Has the people that need to be there. A lot of the stuff we use, the activities are ran with volunteers. So whoever's is attending the show will help spend some of their time volunteering in those areas. So, trying to make sure those people know what they're doing in those areas, filling in a lot of times too for stuff that needs to be filled in. You'll see us a lot of times at a show. We'll be in one spot 1 second, and then when you turn around, we're gone. It's because we got called over to another spot and it's needed for a minute.
Somebody needs coverage or something. But then during the week, we're still doing, especially at Chicago, during the week, we still have our own events because so people can put in to do activities at Brickworld and whatnot. We do all of our games as separate activities throughout the week. So one day we're playing
for the AFOLs.
Yeah. So one day we're playing disc golf in the hallway. One day we're doing, cornhole in the concessions area. So not only are we running around doing show stuff, but then it's okay, everything's situated. Well, I got to go set this up and get the play brick out so that way I can get ready for this interactive thing that we're getting ready to do. So if you can manage that, I'll go set this up, and then I'm going to run this game. The next game starts in an hour, so can you get the stuff for that game so that way we can be ready for that game?
We have a very
strict
schedule, and we will purposely put things at certain times of the day to help accommodate different people. So the first day we'll have something in the evening, and then we'll run that same game the next day in the morning. So that way, okay, hey, if you're busy in the evenings and you can't make it, here's a morning slot.
Or night owls and early birds, And
some then
people don't want to be out.
Then make sure to give us enough of a point in the day to be a break so that we can go do
step outside.
Our thing and then be able to reconnect later in the day and continue on with some of it. So we had a great schedule last year, and it worked out
this year.
Perfect. Yeah, this last year. And just perfect for it.
But we also learned from experience from running around rampant trying to get everything in order because we're,
The first year we did it, 3 of our game activities were back to back. And basically everything started at like 9 a.m. So it was a 9 a.m., a 10 a.m., 11 a.m. So from 9 a.m. to noon, we were so busy that like you couldn't even step away from an activity. Then came back and there was like 2 other activities we were running. They were back to back. It's like everything was one day, which was okay, but oh my goodness. It was very overwhelming. So
also we try and get a real life game of disc golf in when we're in Chicago. So if you come to Chicago next year and you like to be outside, usually like Thursday morning or so, whatever day during the week is free. We'll get an early morning game of disc golf in before it gets hot. So we always like to try and invite people out to come throw some discs.
Cool. Hot. Yeah. But hopefully the weather's better next year. I froze my ass off most of
I
this
think
year.
last year it was a lot cooler last year than it was previous years.
It was hot 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was real hot.
Yeah, give me some of that. The convention hall, I don't know if the AC was set to 0 or what was going on. It was icy.
Yeah, anytime any of the shows, until it's a public day, it's cold in those buildings.
Yeah, they're accommodating for that body heat. They're waiting for everybody to come in. And when there's not a lot of bodies in there, it's cold. And
it's kind of crazy, even on a Saturday and Sunday, you'll feel the temperature increase because of the public being there. And then as the public dies out, you'll just be like all of a sudden standing there and you're like, wow, it got cold in here. And then you'll look around and be like, oh, it's not as many people in here now.
Yeah. When was it? Yeah, well, it must have been Saturday because we left early on Sunday. You could feel the temperature change based on just where you were in the hall on Saturday. You would catch an opening where, because people move like a herd for some reason, and you'd like break away from the tail end of the herd, and you'd get an opening, and it would drop 20 degrees. You're like, what's going on?
Somebody's radiating on you.
Yeah, and we didn't spend a whole lot of time in there on Saturday because we were there the whole rest of the week. So
yeah, and I try to tell people that come for the convention side of it, if you've been there through the week, the Saturday and Sunday during the public days, go chill. That's the time to go to the Lego store, or that's the time to go see Chicago downtown for a minute, or something like that. And then come back in the evening time after the public has left and go back to your adventure of hanging out, because it can be very overwhelming with the public there. It's no disrespect to them. It's just there's a lot of hands and there's a lot of eyes and a lot of mouths.
Yeah. I mean, it also give them a little bit more space because it's their first trip into the room, and we've been there the whole time, I guess.
Yeah. And it's kind of what I try to tell some of the influencers too, because they tend to draw up crowds and congest areas up, and it's like, hey, no big deal during the week, like weekend, like let's try to mosey out and thin your crowd a little bit.
Now, as a displayer, be in the room. Oh yeah. I am 100% a fan of, if you're there at your display and I see something I like, I want to talk to you about it, because that's where I get all my ideas to build anyways, like for different designs and whatnot. So it's like, if the builder is there, even if they're just sitting at their table, not doing anything, just whatever, if I have the ability to talk to them, perfect. Because then I'll chat and be like, oh, what's this? How'd you do that? Can I, will you teach me your ways, please?
Yeah. Well, with your crazy schedule, do you even have time to talk to people like that?
You'd be shocked. We actually still get quite a bit of time in to do that, but it's a lot of, I would call it after hours.
Okay.
It's a lot more time that once they've gotten away from their display, like we'll catch people more in the lobby or even outside of the venue at best to really get a chance to chit chat and talk with people. Because just during the venue, it's just, there's too many distractions too. Like half the time, even me trying to have a conversation with somebody, I'll have 2 or 3 other people come up and be standing there waiting to talk, to say something. And I'll be like, Well, now I'm not paying attention at all. So
Yep.
now I'm too distracted because there's somebody standing here and they want something. Is it important?
Yeah, it's good time for the drive-by high. And then
Exactly. We do a lot of
keep
those.
moving.
Bye bye. I'll catch you later.
Yeah.
On the run.
Yeah, like Lego Team B says, we do try to make an effort to chit chat. I like to try to make my rounds, especially at the expos. The convention's a lot harder because there's way more displayers. But at expos, I'll try to make my way around to everybody and just to check on them for the day. Like on a Saturday or Sundays, sometimes both days, I'll just at one point make a round and just, anybody I see, if they're not currently busy with something, just, hey, how's it going? How are you doing today? How's your interactions been? And just to kind of get a gauge of how they are viewing the show as well, because a lot of times we look at it as the public side for a show, but people displaying at the show also should have a good time and be enjoying their time there. And if it's something as simple as, man, they haven't had a break away from the table and they need a water. It's like, oh, I got you. I can bring you water back here in a second.
Yeah.
Simple stuff like that.
Or you go pee, I'll watch your area.
Yeah, you need a quick break for a minute, but you're not comfortable walking away from your stuff. I got you. Go ahead, man.
Yep.
That's going to be tough, feeling like you're anchored to a table. I mean, you guys obviously have to get away from your stuff because you have a lot going on, but some of those people that need to be monitoring because there's a lot of things going on, it's going to make for a long day.
Even myself, though, there's times I feel like I'm stuck at my table because, it's like they'll start to get people around it and looking at it. Well, it's like, well, I need to walk away. I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom, but there's people there. Well, all right, I'll wait. I'll see if you want to chat or if they got any questions. And so you end up finding yourself not really stuck there, but a wanted stuck. Like you don't want to leave because you're enjoying the interactions and you don't want to miss one. And so a lot of those people, I feel like that's where they're more stuck at, feeling stuck there.
Unless you have something that requires the interaction of the people. Like we spent a lot of our time with our games, for instance. We now have volunteers that come and help us with our games because first, between the games and the display of hide and seek, they're in the same area, but they're in different spots. So to keep up with the games and people throwing things and retrieving, and to keep up with people asking questions and playing hide and seek, it became a lot of like, okay, we need to learn how do we manage our time and still be able to talk to the people playing the games and talk to the people that are looking at the display or see the rainbow Batman and they're like, oh my gosh, how did you know what I mean? So it's like, and then it's hard when you're in one area, like we would be at the games and we would see people looking and kind of talking to each other about something. And it's like, oh, I want to go over and be like, show this part or like talk about whatever or hear their excitement. Like, what do you love about it? But then you're in the middle of something over here. So you're like, go talk to them. They're looking at your stuff. Go.
Yeah. I guess like mentioning having a line of people to talk to, it's the same kind of idea. You're in the middle of a game or something and you're distracted by over there. Now nobody's getting your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is fun though at times to be away from the display and be chit-chatting with somebody, and I'm just like out of the corner of my eye watching the display and watching people, freak out of an area or grabbing somebody's attention to drag them over to point something out. It's just like those little things that just kind of make you smile, like, I put that there for a reason. I'm glad it worked.
Yep.
So talking about the builds, how did the whole multicolor, crazy rainbow everything situation start? Where did that come from?
How did that start?
That one started in Milwaukee, actually, as a running. It was more of a joke because we don't do Star Wars. I don't buy any Star Wars sets. that's my one. I'm not doing it. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. There's too much money being spent on it. So I had a lot of friends obviously building the big Millennium Falcon and doing this and that. So I was like, well, you know what? Just to make fun of them all for their gray ship, I'm going to make the Millennium Falcon junk build. So completely just using random colors, though, and not just sticking with a grayscale theme. And so I built that one for that show. And
it did not travel well.
That is not the best build to take a 7-hour car trip ride in the back of a U-Haul.
A pothole or two was hit.
Whoops.
The fairgrounds, the road right at the fairgrounds where the show was at is like driving through the worst part of any road you could. Nothing but potholes everywhere, right on that stretch. And so we hit them, and of course you just hear everything rattle around. You're like, oh, that's not good.
Mind you have a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah, and if you have any experience with a U-Haul trailer,
they have no suspension.
None at all. Like, you learn how to pack
like
it.
towing a pogo stick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, anything, any weight in there doesn't matter.
Gone.
So as we pull inside the venue, because we could pull in to unload from inside, so we didn't have to carry nothing in. We pull in, and I go to the back, and I slowly open the gate, and I just barely start to crack it, and pieces just start falling on the floor.
Oh, no.
And we're just like, oh, this isn't good.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't.
It was bad.
It still looked like a ship.
Once I put it back together.
Needless to say, we had to borrow some
Jarwas.
Yeah, from some friends and say, can we have them scavenging our ship, please? Because there's just too many pieces left over that we don't know where they go. So
So one of the boxes up in the front of the trailer, when we hit the pothole, evidently had bounced up and over everything else that it was secured behind and landed on the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, man.
And so once I uncovered it, the skeleton of it was mostly intact. So it was, all the rest of the panels that sit on top, they just sit there anyway. So it's like, sure, those are no big deal. They fell off. But I put it back together with what I could visually recognize, because the other downfall to these rainbow builds is when stuff falls off, you don't know where it went. There's a very good chance you'll never find that same spot again. So, yeah, we had a small pile of parts, and I just put the Jarwas next to them. I'm like, boom, there's a story. They're scavenging parts from the junk build.
Perfect. That was a great move. I like that.
And after doing it at that show, the public loved it so much that, like, I could not do it again. The public, the interactions I was getting with it, and the parents understanding what we did and realizing that they had the ability to do this at home with their kids and their massive amount of Lego that they have. I was like, hey, we go online, you get the instructions, and you go to the parts list, and you just pull whatever the shape is.
Yeah.
Just pull those shapes, and you'll have the build. And so I've continued doing it. After the Millennium Falcon, we went to the AT-AT, and I did that for Chicago 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, then, because the Millennium Falcon fell apart, I was like, well, I'm rebuilding every time then, so I can save parts. So whenever I got home, I took the Millennium Falcon apart to build the AT-AT. So at the end of Chicago, we were like, hey, let's tear it apart at the show. Let's break it at the show and then just take it home, because I don't need it together, so I can build the next thing. So I had some friends help us break it apart. Well, the public wasn't all the way out of the building yet. They were like basically out. They were in the hallway.
There were some lingerers, needless to say. And a mom and her son had seen the boys destroying the AT-AT, and he was just like, oh, this is amazing. And so we were like, well, we still got some whole pieces to this thing. It's going to get destroyed anyways. Do you want to break some of it? And he's like, yeah. So Josh hands him a leg, and he's like, on the ground, and his face lights up, and little sister goes, oh, because she wanted to do it too. She just saw what happened, and we're like, crap. So we scrounge up some more pieces that are together and give them to her, and she does the same thing, and it was the best.
Yeah, we made the parents just loved us after that. So happy to be able to have a happy moment with the kids not wanting to go, but at the very end they got to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Man, you imagine being a kid and not wanting to go? That seems odd.
I have seen some kids there that did not want to be, that have been at some shows before. They're not very happy. You're trying to interact with them and they're instantly just like, nope. You're like, okay, well, have fun, kid. Like, you're stuck here for a few hours, it sounds like.
Yep.
Man. So have you tried, actually, let me ask that a little differently. So I just saw pictures of a big ship that you guys built in all the colors. Was that based on directions or was that a mock? Because
Nope,
that didn't look familiar.
So all the ships that are built are the models, like the instructions got them online. The only ship that has any variation to it is the Black Pearl, because me and Brick Dad, he created the sails. So he has the Black Pearl original build. So he took the sails off of it, fabric, cut it to the same shape, punched the holes into it. So it was the same, whatever, but it was a tie-dye colored flag instead of a black flag. So other than that, it was step by step, follow the instructions, just multicolored.
Every once in a while, there'll be a piece variation that I'll choose to do just because it's like, all right, this piece is way easier to find and use, does the same purpose.
The Millennium Falcon you had to modify. The
Millennium Falcon was a big one because the mask that they use on the very back for the engine area it's off of a ship. It's a ship piece is what that is. And they are just too expensive to just put on that model. I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that much. Most of the models at max, I've put in probably $50 worth of parts to them. So like the Batmobile, the 89 Batmobile, the windshield and the wheels, the back wheels are unique to that. The back wheels come in like 2 other sets, but those things are like $15 a piece.
Wow.
So it's like that model I spent, $50 to get 3 parts that I had to have to make it complete. But those were ones you can't really use something else to make it work. And that's the only times that it's a struggle.
Like the knee joints with the AT-AT.
Yep. They take a specific geared assembly piece, and I didn't have any of those when I did it, so I had to buy those. But lately, I build them, and then I haven't been taking them apart. So we did the Titanic, which was actually a build that I did with the Schaumburg Bricks and Minifig store. They pulled all the parts and pieces for it, sent it to me, and I assembled it for them.
But why did they do the ship?
Oh, they did the ship because of the Venator.
That's the first one we didn't disassemble.
Yeah, the Venator was the 3rd Star Wars ship I built. And I built it about 2 months after the Venator came out.
Yeah.
So I also try to do some of them, if I can, shortly after the set comes out so I can beat anybody else to the punch. Because it is a common thing to do, even though like some people are like, oh, this is the first time I've seen somebody do it. And it's like, no, lots of people have done these, all over now, not necessarily with the same intent behind it. But yeah, the Venator started it. They wanted to do theirs in the store at the Schaumburg for the Titanic. And obviously building it in person at the store, these builds aren't something you can just be like, oh, here's the instructions, just do it. And you can, but if you look away from everything or walk away from it and come back, if you're not at certain step points, you're not going to be able to figure out where you're at.
Yeah.
Like stuff will blend together, or you'll go to reference the picture and be like, all right, it's supposed to be 3 red ones in this area. And you're like,
I'm not even using red.
I didn't use red, so I don't know where that's at now. Installing light kits, really, really tough on those models to follow like their instructions for those kits because the reference points.
Yeah, your color
there.
references don't match. So, and especially with the gray ships, even though it's a gray scale and you're looking at gray instructions, those alone are hard to put. Like, okay, where did they just add something to it? But then you're going from that gray scale to, okay, rainbow, where on this rainbow? How many studs?
Yeah.
It's like it's the same, but it's not the same because it's not, the color palette is different.
Yeah, counting is hard between colors. Yeah.
Yeah. You start counting studs with your builds instead of actually looking for color placement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do for the shows just because it shows the kids the endless possibility, because you could even recreate what I built and yours is still not going to look like mine.
Right.
You know, it may be close, but you're never going to be able to match somebody's exactly.
Yeah. You can't go spend $200 on that set, but you can spend 20 minutes looking up the instructions and downloading them, and then, you know, pulling the parts and building it yourself.
Yeah, I don't think my brain works in a way that would allow for one of those builds. Because
Titanic was tough because everything is micro scale done as well. So like you're putting pieces down that are just random shapes to you when you get done with it, because you're like, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it's there now.
Yeah. So like if you look at the top of the Venator, right? Everything is symmetrical. You know, you kind of get the ridge or whatever it is in the center divided from there. I could not look at that and not have the same pattern on both sides. I would freak out even trying to do it.
Some of the builds, so they're randomly put, but I will also, things that mirror, I will try to mirror so that it kind of still looks good. So like on the side of the Batmobile, I have the same color pattern, and then on the driver's side door to the passenger side door. So that way it kind of flows. Or I will do the exact opposite if it's not something that has to be symmetrical. But if things are next to each other, I will always try to put a different color next to it. So it's like I'll grab the parts, and if I happen to grab two of the same one, it's like, well, chuck one of them back and grab another one. And then that way I can have some different color variations and don't just have the same pieces next to each other.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll
It's not here.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Batmobile is currently in Detroit. The Batmobile and Batwing both are in Detroit right now.
for something we don't have right now.
So there's is it this weekend or next? That there's a Comic-Con going on in the upper Detroit area. And so I had some friends that were going to it, and I was like, hey, you guys want to take some DC stuff?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you advertise your stuff? Or is it just situations like this where it's like, you know, hey, take this with you, you know, maybe put my name on it kind of deal?
Yeah. I mean, within Brickworld, we're known for what we're doing, but yeah, we don't really.
The only place that we would say that we're advertising would be at Bricks and Minifigs Schaumburg, because they actually acquired our Venator and have it on display at their store with our name attached to it. So there is something out there that people can go.
But they
see.
own it.
But yeah, it's
I
there.
don't own
Like
it no more.
we sold it to them, but it's still created by us. So like our name's attached to it, but we're not like actively promoting, you know, just doing really.
Okay. Now, for sourcing parts, you guys obviously have a lot of Lego in the house, right?
Oh yeah.
But you also have a Bricklink store.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
So we have this side of the room is our inventory.
Playable.
And then that is the store side.
Okay, so you keep it completely separate.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I have to get something from that side, I have to take it out of inventory or buy it from myself, depending on what I'm doing.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that has become a very recent struggle because we get the Lego magazine or whatever in the house, and it's got little build suggestions in it. And my daughter has her bucket of Lego, but everything else in the house is Bricklink inventory. So when she comes up short and says, Daddy, I want to build this picture frame or whatever, we're pulling stuff out of drawers, and it's
tough
not
because then you're like, man, if I pull this, well, there went that item for sale. Or the reverse, I don't want to put it in the store because I want to keep it for personal use. That's probably my biggest dilemma is I have so much stuff over here that I could put it in the store. I'm just greedy and I don't want to get rid of it. Like, it's if one of my friends or any of our friends hollered at me and said, I need those, or I'm looking for this, like I would gladly be like, yeah, I got a bunch of them here, and just give them to them. Like I'm not going to sell them to them, but it's tough because then I have stuff on the store side that I'm junk build. Okay, cool. I need 38 2x4. I don't care what they are. It's like, well, do I go over there and just start plucking cheapest inventory to make that fit, or do I order on from Bricklink the parts I need from somebody else? And that one becomes real tough because I'm probably going to be cheaper than they are.
Yep. Well, and you don't have to pay shipping.
That's it. Yeah. And I also get it right then and not have to sometimes wait a week.
Not
or
even
more.
an overnight.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's tough with Bricklink too is people's consistency on shipping is not the same across the board. You'll come across some stores, their shipping price is way high, or it takes them a week to get something shipped out. And respectfully, so I get it. If it's just a hobby for you, sure, I don't expect you to send me that part today. But once I pay for it, I kind of within the week expect you to be sending that part out because that's why I ordered it. Like I need it. And usually I'm always trying to beat a deadline of like, oh, hey, there's 4 days before the show happens. I need to finish this build.
Procrastinators.
I was finishing the Titanic 2 days before the show.
I built
we
the
showed
other
it in
ship
Grand
because
Rapids.
he was originally going to build the Black Pearl ship and the Titanic. I said, let me just build this ship and do that one because obviously you're not going to get to this ship. So it became my project, and he did the Titanic.
Yeah, that was a wise move. Sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I currently have 1, 2, 3 more on the agenda.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually 4. So I have the new Black Pearl ship I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do the same concept though, big rainbow version build, tie-dye sails. I want to do the new UCS Death Slice. And I want to do the newer Tumbler to add to my Batman collection.
Oh, yeah, Batman.
Okay.
And then I want to do the Razor Crest as the next Star Wars ship.
Ooh, that thing is a chunky ship.
Well, my other favorite feature about doing the junk builds is using stickered pieces.
Yes.
So
Any tile.
Yeah, anytime there's a piece that can be a stickered piece used, I will use that instead. So the Razor Crest is almost all smooth for the model. There's very few studs available on that build.
Yep.
So I'm excited for that one.
That'll be fun.
Same thing with the Death Slice. A lot of the interior is all tiled out everywhere. So it'll be a real fun one to do some crazy patterns
We
with.
could theme our sticker tile placement. This is the theme.
Well, if we do Death Slice, I am doing all friend stickers. Every friend sticker I can find, I'm throwing on that. And then I'm finding every friend mini doll I can use and put them all over it.
So funny that you say that, because as soon as you mentioned doing the Death Star, the first thing I pictured was Gabby's dollhouse, but round.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's exactly what it's going to be. It's just a giant dollhouse.
Be like a crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited for that one.
The crazy cat lady. Yeah, you get all the little cubbies, the little rooms in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I guess that whatever it's called, Friendship Timber is right up your
Yeah.
alley because
Oh, yeah.
the builds are kind of natural, right?
Yep. Well, and the downfall was I sadly finished this Titanic too late for the friendship timber this year.
Black Pearl got entered.
Black Pearl got put in it, but I didn't make it with the Titanic in time. But we'll do more for them for sure, because it's definitely a crowd favorite.
Yeah, I love the sticker idea. I forget which build, but one of them you had the big panel from, I think it was a Cars sticker. The one that's a billboard, but it looks like two stickers that are cut off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Rusty, I think.
Yep. Oh man, I used that one. I think I used it on AT-AT at one point.
I'm trying to think of where I've seen it last though, because I know exactly. I think it was on the.
It's probably on the vendor.
No, I think it's on the Joker wing. I think you have something big like that on the Joker wing.
Might. There's
Or
a
maybe
lot
it's
of
the
stickers on the
Tomater.
Joker wing.
Maybe it's the Tow Mater one. There's car stickers.
Yeah.
I remember, there's a big billboard for Rusty's. It's like a 2-piece
Mm-hmm.
thing, and all you can see is Russ.
Yeah. That one's great because it's such a big piece.
Mhm.
Cover a lot of real estate with that thing.
Yeah.
Ah,
The downfall I have, so I'm anal when I come to sort my parts out too. That any stickered piece, I instantly pull, stickered or printed, I pull separate from all the rest of the parts, and then I go through and I separate every bit of them from there.
1x2s, 1x4s, 2x2s.
Yeah.
Are these slopes or flags
Mhm.
or circles?
The one I can't wait to use is I thought about it was doing one of the mosaics, but then swapping everything out for eyeballs on the whole, like a whole mosaic thing. So it's just eyeballs and different eyeballs for all the different spots instead of actual pieces.
Ooh, and then you could
Wow.
put some. Yeah, that'd be cool. Make like eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of like the not typical polished model builds. Like the typical beautiful looking models. It's like, hey, I'll let those other guys build them. They do great jobs with them. I'm not trying to compete with that. I got my own art style.
So with all of this stuff, do you guys have any time for, like, I don't want to call it like actual mock building because this is still kind of that, but completely original work? Do you have any time for that?
So winter is our building season. Warm weather is our display season. So we will spend the next couple months procrastinating and building. And usually just before March, because our first show that we display at is in March. So, by end of February, we're usually done with whatever it is for the year that we're building. Because we try and so the Disc Golf Mountain that we just displayed this year, it's coming down. So we'll have a new main display, for this year coming up, and that'll be what we build this winter.
Not for sure if this one will be done by March, because this one is a little above and beyond anything we've done so far.
We're building for Chicago.
Yeah.
All the other years we just kind of built for us and what we like and what we do. This one we're trying to go for the theme, which is height, way up there heights or something like that. So we're trying to build tall.
Okay.
And still incorporate a lot of our nature and everything else that we like to do. So it's a secret build this year, but it's definitely going to be an undertaking.
Okay. Now, for the sake of travel, I would imagine you're trying to make that fairly modular so you can split it a lot.
We build to travel.
Yeah, whenever we're building for a show, it's definitely with the intent of how is it going to travel to the show. Is like currently the Disc Golf Mountain, the mountain part of it basically disassembles and lays flat into totes.
Like the under the bed totes. We've got 3 or 4 of them that have it in it.
And we'd get to a show, and in about 2.5 hours, we'd have it all set up. Not too bad, but after you've set it up for 8 shows, like you get kind of tired of having to have everything perfectly aligned, because the way I end up building is it's very structural, but everything like has to be exactly in the right spot. So we actually started using foam board to lay down on the tables, and that way we don't have to worry about, is this table leveled out? Is it going to match up to the other 4? Because we took 4 tables total. And so with the 4 tables, like one table slightly off, well, the mountain won't line up. Like you won't be able to get the sides to connect. It's a real struggle. Yeah, and then Team B is talking about our boxes. She's grabbing one of them to show. I custom make the boxes based on the display, but I'll make them in like 2 base plate attachments, 2 base plates at a time, slide in. So it's like shelf-based boxes. So that way everything can be built on a modular and then can just slide into place.
Look at that.
Yep.
That is slick.
Shelves.
And that's this shelf just lifts off so you can take it out of the way.
This was modified. This is the mountain half. The flat half of the boxes can actually fit 4 shelves in, like he was saying, 2 base plates deep. And on those, it's a lot easier because we can leave most of the stuff on it, and it's just you're taking the scene in sections. Figs and stuff, you have to lay down. Trees, always replanting trees.
But
so what are those made from?
Cardboard and hot glue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with some hot glue and cardboard, and then the trays for each level, so they're notched to fit right into the spot. And those are 2 base plates long, so they're 2 32 by 32 plates will fit onto each one of these. Yeah, you kind of find little tricks after you've done a few different shows of like, how can I handle this so I'm handling as least as possible as well. A lot of people really will scare me because it's like they'll put things into a box, and it's like I like the side opening and it's just sliding out, because if I have to set something down inside of a box, man, I don't know how many times your hands will fumble right before you get it to the bottom, or your hands get pinched. Now you got to get your hand out. Yeah, there's shows how easy it is to take
on a shelf. I can slide it right off the end.
Unbelievable.
Back on, and I put it in my box.
And so are those actual like standard shipping box, whatever they are, 32?
The big like skateboard boxes that come on pallets.
Okay, so they're extra thick corrugated. Okay.
Yeah, they're almost 1/4-inch thick cardboard.
Okay.
That's the single layer.
Okay. All right. That makes a little more sense in my head than just like a flimsy Amazon box coming in the mail. That looks very rigid.
Yeah. And they come in big sheets, and then I would just take the sheets out and take my square and score everything, and then use the razor blade to kind of indent those score marks without the blade sticking out. So then I could easily just fold everything up. And then I just run hot glue down my seams, and it used up quite a bit of hot glue, but man, I mean, what, $10 on hot glue and some cardboard, man, I went to town.
That's great. Yeah. And they're reusable, which is huge. Yeah.
Yes. And especially, like I said, too, with it being a side load. So it's all one piece made. So the back lid is attached to the rest of it. So you're not really ever having to take something apart or tape it back together.
Or
lose a lid or break a lid separate. Like, it's all one piece. And once it's closed, it's solid on its own. So like you can stack stuff right on top of it. It doesn't matter the weight. Like you can put 4 of them down in the back of the trailer and then just start stacking on top of them and go. So it makes it nice.
And less cardboard cuts.
Yeah. The only downfall to them is when I first made them, I made them all specific to the build I did. So none of like
Oh yeah, the shelves are all different.
first 4 boxes, none of them are the same height. They're all the same length, but all of them have different heights to them.
You can't put the top shelf on the bottom shelf. Like the shelf itself fits, but the display portion that's supposed to go on the top will not fit on the bottom because we put extra inches for the little rock feature or, whatever that specific area that was going in had.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, do you design just off the dome, or do you work in studio to kind of help you manage these things?
No, mostly all off the dome.
Yeah,
a lot of paper sketching real
and
quick
trial and error
to math it out. Like, so making boxes and things like that, it's all just paper math and knowing, okay, hey, if I do this and this, that'll work. And then, yeah, build wise, like,
the only thing that's ever really been sketched out, drawn, and like processed from a design would be the big Batman logo that he did, because he basically taped a crap ton of papers together and drew half the Bat logo, and then we folded it and did the whole stray stencil thing, where it transfers, and then drew it back over, and then laid brick along it on a flat, on its side, and then worked, from the paper from 2D to 3D. But everything else has just kind of been like, what do you think about this? Let's try that. Oh, I think I want to make this try and go here, or,
Mm-hmm. The mountain was kind of a similar way. It was set the base plates out and then say, okay, I want this to be the tallest point. And so I'd stand something there to be the tallest for visual reference. And then I'd start like just putting a few smaller things around it just to get, all right, that's my plane that I'm working with. And then I just start building to match that plane. Yeah, some of the engineering though that goes into them though is a lot planned upstairs for like months. So next year's build that we're going to show in Chicago, I've been thinking about for like 4 months
prior to Chicago
how to build this part, like one specific part. Like, how am I going to make that work? And then once I finally work through it in my brain, I'm like, all right, I think I figured that part out. Now I'll go to the next stage, and then usually November to December, we'll start tackling whatever build we're doing.
Yeah, once the holidays are over and kind of the the flurry of what happens at the end of the year and the new year, it's like, okay, time to build. We've got 2 months. We gotta go.
We are very good at procrastinating building.
Yeah.
And if you give us the deadline, that's when we will wait to do it and finish it in that deadline.
Oof.
Yeah.
Now, how does working together go?
He's the structure. I'm the detail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like he'll.
Yeah. Any of the wiring that needs done, I'll be the one to do it.
Yep. Any of the like big structural portion, like constructing the mountain, all him. All the other things that came with the mountain, that was me. I like the letters on the side and the, decorations of all the plants and the people and the fences and just all the randomness, that comes along with it.
All right. So right out of the gate, you kind of have a good idea who's going to handle what, and so you don't even need to put your attention on it. You can stick right to your task, more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
Yeah. If Lego Masters was listening, we'd be a tough competition.
The whole Lego Masters thing kills me.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a reality TV show, I would be great with it. But being that it's reality TV, it's tough to gauge the true caliber of the show.
Yeah. So we had Jono on from Australia, and a month or two ago, Tacos was on, and they both generally had the same input about the show, which I appreciated. It's great hearing it from very different angles, but the same kind of thing. It's a lot of amazing talent on there, mostly positive stuff about all of it. But at the end of the day, it's still a reality show. There's still, artificial oohs and ahs and,
Yeah.
pauses and cuts, and
There's winners they want from the start. There's people they don't, want to be there to the end.
They're
And
playing to a certain audience, and
yeah. But now the people that are on it, great people. I love it.
we know a lot of the people that have been on the show, and it's really cool because you get to see the other side of it. Because, like, especially Chicago, there were so many of them there that you'd walk around and see a table, be like, oh, I like these built, and you'd be like, who built that? And be like, oh, this is the Lego Master table. Oh, these are all the Lego Masters. Hi. You know what I mean? And so you get to see and hear some of the concept designs, which is super cool.
yeah, I don't recall hearing anybody say anything negative about any of the contestants, other than, it's everybody, like every human has their quirks, and, we all have our thing. But yeah. So I guess that's pretty cool. I mean, really terrible people tend to not stick around communities very long. Seems to be.
Yeah, we shame them.
Yeah, we do like to shame.
That's good.
Only if it's deserving, though. Those really nasty people.
Yeah.
Most of our experiences within the community have always been great. Everybody's always very supportive of each other. Always wants to hear what you're doing, what your next achievements are going to be. But sometimes I like to also see what other people are doing for not just the community, but the outside the community, to bringing in more to the community. Because it's, we're a big community, but we're constantly growing, and we need the younger audience constantly, because they're the ones going to be coming up with new ideas and new things. So,
not to mention, how many times have you scrolled across anything and been like, oh, that's it. Like, I've seen so many new content creators in the Lego side of things on TikTok. And how many of those people are like, I didn't even know this community existed. And we're like, yeah, hi, welcome. We're here. Tell your friends. Bring them too. Bring your kids. Bring the wives.
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea until COVID. No awareness at all. Yeah. And even then, I only found out about it because I heard Lego was profitable and you could make money off it. The investing side of things. So,
Right.
100%.
Yeah, and I don't believe in hobbies.
So, back in 2020, you could actually make money on Bricklink like really easily too, and now it's a little harder. Like, it takes a lot more effort.
So I've learned. Yeah, it is definitely a lot of work, but if you're gonna have it in the house anyway, you can't use all of it all the time, right?
Yep.
Right.
I use a lot of my store as more of to reinvest to build my models. It's like, oh, cool. I sold some money or some parts this week. I can go ahead and order some new parts that I need for this build. And so just kind of more just keeping the cycle rolling, making it easier to reinvest without it being something that's
Making it
always
pay
out
for
of pocket.
itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Find some of those really good deals and be like, all right, cool, let's upload those parts. I don't need
Facebook
that.
Marketplace. Good deals.
Yeah, it was, God, it's been too long now. 3 or 4 months ago, we found, I want to say it was 900 pounds. We drove 150 miles to get it. It ended up being something crazy, like $1.06 a pound it broke down to. Or
Wow.
it was so, I mean, we had to throw a bunch away. Some of it was a little smelly, and there's always the safety pin, the penny, and the dead bug, but
yeah, I've had many a totes I've washed.
Candy wrapper.
Yep.
Take a blanket and pour everything out onto this blanket and start sorting through. Pull what's good out.
A salad spinner is a great washer.
Oh yeah. Yep. So the one thing I learned about that though is if you have like 1x2 tiles, they can kind of sneak through, and over time they start to dig a trench in the outer bowl if you're a little too aggressive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yep.
Industrial salad spinners.
Yeah. Yeah. It's or just keep it cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have an 8-year-old who likes to play with that too.
Oh yeah.
So because
It's
I mean,
very- I
why
don't know how
not?
many times I sat there and just sit and just spin the heck out of it and just watch it.
Yeah. And then take the lid off a little too early.
Yep.
Yep.
Pieces go
Yeah.
flying everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. If the wife goes away for a couple of days, I like to just take over the bathtub. And
Yeah.
just, we have the garment bags, so I'll separate things out
Mhm.
ahead of time, throw 10 garment bags in there, and then also a procrastinator. So be like, shit, she's coming home tomorrow morning. One bag at a time into the salad spinner, open it up, shit flying everywhere. It's like, well, productivity just went to hell because now I made a mess again.
Yo,
Yeah.
I made the mistake the first time of going through everything and sorting it before I went and washed it. And I determined that was a waste of my time because after I'm done washing, I still got to sort it again. So I started just washing it all first and then going through and actually sorting through it and finding what I got.
Yeah. So how do you sort? Strictly by category? Do you get really down nitty gritty with it? Or are you
I'm pretty
just purely
nitty-gritty.
like slopes and plates?
What you can't see where my hands are is plants. These are all brick. Those are all plate. These are like profile brick.
Each
clear brick.
3-foot section
Those
of
are
the
all,
shelving
you know.
is one kind of brick /
Okay.
function. And then within that group, it'll be sorted way down.
These are all
most of it
accessories.
by individual part, but colors together. So it's like all the same part will be in the same vicinity.
Okay.
These are our best friends. We have them in slopes. We have them in dots. We have them in squares. We have them in cheese wedges.
I probably own like 20 or 30 of those things.
Yeah. Did
I
you
usually
buy
do.
all of the same ones?
Oh yeah, because they lock together.
Smart.
So
Yeah.
Yep. They're a hyper tough Walmart brand that they sell as like a 2 or 3 pack, I think.
All right.
And
yeah,
yeah,
I love that.
They make
So
it
then-
nice. Yeah,
well-
everything's grouped, so that whole
so like
thing is
this stack will
just
stay together.
slopes.
And then they'll stack on top, but when you pull it off, only these 4 will come, which means, only these 4 are the cheese wedges. The 4 below it must be the slopes, or the whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I made the mistake of buying some at Home Depot, which a 4-pack of interlocking like that. And then the specific ones that I bought, they discontinued. And the ones that they sell now don't work with them. So
Yeah. That's the bins along my top that are right there. Those bins are that way,
Okay.
where it was a Walmart thing, and not every Walmart even carried them. Only certain ones would carry them. So I would constantly visit those Walmarts and just pick them up, and they'd only ever carry one at a time.
or 2 at a time.
Yeah.
oh,
And then by the time I finally started getting my collection up, I'm like, all right, I need like 3 more to finish it. They discontinued them.
yeah,
So,
I swear. As soon as you find something that you really love, it's gone.
Oh, Dave, slide that turntable thing
That's
over here.
literally what I'm working on.
So we have this I'll move the camera, it'll be easier. So we have this guy here that I made recently. But these are tip out bins.
Oh, I love
Originally, when I found them at Menards, and they were on sale for 65 cents a piece.
that. Okay.
So I cleaned them out. I just took everything they had on the shelf. I had like 3 shopping carts. I just raked them all off into it. I bought like 168 of them.
Wow.
Well, then they stopped carrying them, which I was like, I kind of figured was going to happen since I got them cheap. Now Harbor Freight carries them, so I could buy them again, but they're $3.99 a piece.
What? Oh, man.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so we're not buying more of those right now. I need those to go on clearance before I buy them again. But that is used to be on the wall only, and it takes up a massive amount of space.
Yes.
So then I started made the little turn cart for them. So each side to that is a specific kind of part as well. So like all my modified brick, everything that's like a snot piece is on one side. Clips and bars, and then jumper plates and things like that. Very, separate from just standard parts.
Okay.
So yeah, everything is very, very sorted out, and I know where it's at, which is the craziest part. Is somebody needs a part, I'm like, oh, hold on, here you go.
That turntable alone was one of them brain builds where we're like, I wonder if I could. And we went and bought one of those like $15 dollies at Harbor Freight, where it's pre-made with the 4 caster wheels on it. We've got a plethora of, between pallet and random wood in the back. So we're just like, slap some braces on there. Done. Turntable. Sweet. So much easier.
Great. So when are you going to start selling those? Because
yeah, right.
That's a pretty good idea. I'd imagine shipping would be kind of hefty.
Yeah,
when it's
they're
not
pretty
$3.99 a bin.
Yeah. As soon as I can source it. I even tried to reach out to that company to find where they could sell them wholesale somewhere else. I was like, dude, I'll buy like 5,000 of them if I can get them that cheap again.
Did you try like Alibaba, AliExpress, a place like that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm sure a Google search will probably give us something.
What's crazy is with those bins, they make, so Menards has carried them before, Lowe's has carried them, some like similar style that interlock together and all that, just like those do. But they're made much flimsier and cheaper, and the plastic is not clear. Like these are crystal clear fronts, which are like you'll see, behind you there, Mills, those Acro Mill things, like they're really hard to have a crystal clear drawer for any of that stuff. And so when I found those, I was like, I'm sold.
And they sold out.
Yeah, I think the deal with the very clear is they're a lot more expensive to manufacture. Because like the milky, cloudy kind of drawers, I won't claim to know enough about the process to know how they do it, but I think it's like, I don't know, impure, I guess. Mm-hmm. So they can kind of keep it simple like that.
It's a lower, I say lower, but it's less quality control in that you're not looking for a crystal clear. You're just looking for a smoke screen, essentially. So as long as it's a smoke screen, then it's the consistency I need to pour to this shape. So.
Yeah. Because we didn't start early enough on labeling any of these drawers, we kind of rely on being able to peek through just enough to have an idea. My wife's great. She's got a pretty good handle on where everything in the house is. I have a range of where things may be. And
well, now, do you sort it by the Bricklink category?
Yes, everything is pretty damn specific. I mean, we have some things that are mixed, like round plates. There's a bunch of different colors. They're kind of sorted, we call them the boring colors, the grays, white, and black. Then we get the friends colors, and then everything else.
And I sort mine a lot that way. I do black and whites in one container, and then the 2 different shades of gray in another container, and then like your earth colors,
neutrals,
and then your like your greens, and then your earthy like browns mixed separate. But a lot of times, it's whatever. For me, because I struggle with color a lot. I'm very color deficient, so I will purposely put things that are boldly different in the same thing, so that it's like stands way out for me. It makes sense.
High contrast, so it's easier to spot this from that.
Yeah.
But I still have to go through and check because there's too many colors that are close that even in the wrong lighting, I can't tell they're different. But then sometimes I'll pull something out and be like, oh, no, that's, pastel. This one's not pastel. So
which is some of the worst things to try to upload in Bricklink is plates and brick And when you've got all those variants of colors.
It gets
I guess I could
very
have done
hard.
this instead. You were asking us how many shows we've been to.
Oh, those aren't even all of them.
Okay, never mind.
Our brick badges.
No, this has been our best friend though. If you
The periodic table. Yep.
Oh yeah, many a time I'm like, what color is this?
Now,
Yeah.
does that have Lego colors and Bricklink names?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah, it gives
Okay.
both.
That's huge.
silver and silver metallic.
Oh yeah, because especially when a lot of mock instruction, like I guess mock instructions aren't a very good way to phrase it because it's not really a mock anymore, but something that you'll find online with instructions, a lot of like the programs that will do like the mosaic creations for you, when they give you the color palettes for everything, they give it to you in Lego terms for colors, not Bricklink colors. And I feel like a lot of the Lego community doesn't realize that they use Bricklink color for everything and not Lego color until you go to look for stone gray and you're like, the heck is stone gray?
Like blue gray? I'm confused.
Yeah, that stuff is irritating. And I think, did we talk about it last week? Yeah, I think we talked about it for a minute last week when Ben was on with us, Z Cerberus.
Oh yeah, ordering online.
Yeah, well, now
Yep.
that Bricklink and Lego have merged everything, and they made a mess of all our accounts. They took our pictures away on Bricklink, and it was
Made
shit
me
show.
so mad.
Yep. Why not merge the colors? Like have
Yep.
some kind of standard naming convention, and that would be wonderful. I'm willing to learn something. I don't want to, but I'm willing to learn something new versus trying to remember two different things.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Why did Bricklink why did Bricklink not choose to go with Lego's color initially? Is it for copyright reasons? Like they can't call it the same color?
I would assume
Is
so.
that probably what it would be? Okay.
And that a lot of it was just created without the knowledge of that side. So like until Lego tells you the name of that color, like we really don't know the name of the color anyway.
Yeah.
Till you really have to go to order it. It doesn't ever tell you anywhere what colors are what.
Yeah, it's man, everything that Lego does that involves like anything other than plastic just sucks. So you try to look at the colors and everything on their website, and technology is pretty good. I mean, monitors, new monitors, laptops, whatever. You
Doesn't
should be
matter.
able to identify the color, and
Yeah.
it's terrible.
I've even
You
tried
swear
that
they
with
took a
Bricklink,
picture with a
though.
Polaroid and then uploaded it.
It's hard enough with the instruction booklet. I like to use the book, and I got two colors close enough. I'm like, what color am I using in this? And then you go later on, and you're like, that wasn't the right color.
Yep. I needed that 4 pages later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yet they're getting involved in technology, and we have these smart bricks come and doubling the price of sets and everything. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's going to work out great for us.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Money.
Eventually they'll hit their cap. It at least in my opinion. That they're going to run into a similar thing. I feel like that they ran into way back right before, they just about went bankrupt.
Yep.
They're getting their hands in so many different avenues right now too that they're going to have to start tightening their belt up.
Yeah, and I understand you need to, keep up with the times and like evolve with society, but isn't a large part of why everybody appreciates Lego is because it gets us away from the socials and everything else, and you get a chance to just step away.
Yeah.
I appreciate the nostalgic sets that are coming out right now because it does take you out of what we're doing now and put you back in like, oh, when I was a kid watching this movie or, this show or these characters or whatever. So I do appreciate that. I do not appreciate the bombarding of nostalgia. Please let me enjoy my nostalgia in increments so that I can do it throughout the year. Don't flood me with thousands of dollars of things I cannot buy that I really want to buy.
Yeah. I've kind of been on a hiatus here lately of not buying many sets just because of that, where it's just like you guys are just putting out so many sets that you're almost turning me away from wanting to try to buy and collect a lot of these sets. It's like I'm getting most of the builds I do. It's like, yeah, sure, I like a set. I like putting it together, figure out, this new build technique.
Yeah.
But shortly after I'm done building it, 90% of the builds I'm taking apart. I'm using the parts and pieces for it. I'm not displaying that build. Like our display section is that shelf.
Yeah, what you
and they're
see
all
is
small builds, like any of the
much-
bigger stuff. I mean, there's a few castles and stuff over here that take up more of an area, but the majority of our collection is
in a
full now.
box.
Yeah, it takes up so much. Well, you guys have it in 3 directions. So you have regular builds, MOCs, storing parts, and bricklink. So I guess that's 4.
Yeah, there's a whole nother room over to that side that's actually just a storage area that's got like totes and totes of stuff that needs sorted still, and
at least 4 totes of bulk Lego that need sorted, like totes, like normal carrying size totes, just
Awesome.
from accumulating over the years. And it's just like, add it to the pile. We'll get to it eventually. It's like a backlog, but worse.
it's a backlog of sorting.
Yeah, not even fun.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Because you can never have all of everything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it's standard sets, I guess, are the ones that you guys chose to let go versus everything else, or keep, not necessarily let go, but keep to a minimum.
Yeah,
because once you build it, it's like, okay, I can build that again. That's, like you said, I've learned the technique that I didn't know before, or I saw, something I hadn't recognized. So once you've learned it, if it doesn't, it'll go back to be broken down. Whereas MOCs are more of I can't exactly remake this. So depending on what it is, if I like it, cool. If it's the end of the display year, it's going back in the box.
Yes. Some of the stuff, like our big display, we've left this last one together for a while, but it's like we kind of have to tear down to rebuild for the next one, just because storage for some of these things, like the current build is 6 boxes that she was showing you, like that style box. There's 6 of those, 7 of those, and then 5 totes to make that whole thing.
Do you have 3 cardboard for the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually 8 of those, because we have the display of you and I little mountain thing in a smaller cardboard box. So there's 8 cardboard boxes.
So yeah, just for that. And it's like to store that somewhere. Originally, we would store it under the tables here. So we got 2 6-foot tables, and the whole thing would be completely packed full underneath for just that display. And then still a few parts sitting separate. So yeah, I'm excited to tear that down, because that's going to add a ton of plates back into our inventory. And then I'll be able to steal them all for my next UCS build.
And I can restock my garden.
How often do you replace plates?
Not.
I don't know. Not too often am I buying plates. I've still got a ton. And then usually if I'm running low, I go in there to tote one of the totes that needs sorted, dump some of it out, and just start using
Now, are you talking like plate or like base plate?
Well, yes, specifically here, I mean like actual plates, because I would imagine it's, especially if you're like really crushing to keep these things together, you put them together and you tear them apart enough times. I mean, you're chipping corners, you're cracking them, I would imagine.
Not too bad, really. Most of the time.
A lot of the times with how we've built, so with the old build, like the flat part of the build, everything originally was pin together, and then I got tired of fighting the pins, so they literally just sit side by side. Like I've never had anything chip or break on those. And I don't think we've ever had anything really break on the mountain side of it, but we have had some disassemblies where we've had to like fix something.
I don't tend to use the main colors that tend to break a lot either. So like the brittle blue, brittle brown, reddish brown, a lot of those colors are not my typical go-to colors to use much of.
This building used to be in the display, and it is reddish brown.
Yeah, I'm scared to take it apart.
Removed from the thing, and has not exactly. It still exists because we don't want to break it.
I'm gonna break pieces taking that one off. I already know it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first big build I did, which was a bat cave. It was a 3 foot by 3 foot, 2-piece bat cave. Massive.
This thing weighed 100 pounds.
Yeah, it was
in a half.
So it was a learning curve of how to build and travel with. And instead of building a hollow mountain, I built a solid, dense mountain. And I mean, plates stacked on plates, stacked on plates.
We spent days.
It took me like 3 days to take
carving this mountain down.
And then I forgot about halfway into it at one point. I had a bunch of 4x4 plates in brittle brown.
Oh no!
So it wrecked every one of those when I was taking that out. That section was ruined.
Yeah, so they turned into 2.5 by 1.5.
I kept a bunch of them.
They turned into tree bark.
I kept a bunch of them for the purpose of the broken pieces to use as some kind of like wartime.
Oh, that would be good on the pirate ships too. I bet we made like a Davy Jones type ship versus. Okay, see, and this is how the ideas start.
So Ben was saying the same thing last week. He's like, "Oh yeah, I save all the broken stuff and this cup here just in case."
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll still connect and go. So one thing we break a lot of are these leaves. So you'll see it's missing one of the circles. That's from our leaf ball that we have, and it's because it's played with. You know what I mean? The brick is, and it's not really brick, but
I love it because when they break off, then I'm left with this tiny little bitty spacer piece that is the inner diameter of it is a pole size. So you can now have a spacer that fits within the Lego elements. And technically it's a Lego piece, so you can always utilize it. Then the other favorite one to save, I got 2 of them right here. Maybe.
Those are
already cut.
Yeah.
So then the little shrouds around the 3-prong plants, the little sprue that you break off.
Yep.
Of the.
So I'll save that sprue, and then I cut it, and then you'll heat the whole thing under a hairdryer, and you straighten it out, and then I'll use them as random vines to hang on the scenes and stuff.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
This is that one somewhere. Beerus was playing with it.
Yeah, cat likes to take off some of them.
Oh.
But I lug bulk ordered a bunch of those one day and didn't realize they would come with sprues on them because I had never seen one with a sprue on it still for those. I'd always gotten them used. And so then I had a bajillion of those sprue pieces left. I'm just like, I'm going to save them. I got like 4 bags of them laying around here.
The pins on them are the same dimension as like, the sunglasses and the flowers that can go in the hairpiece, that little pinhole. The pin on the connection pin on those is the same size. They will fit.
And then if you need them to be just a tiny bit bigger when you're straightening that piece out with the hairdryer, if you leave it over one of those little points just a tiny bit too long, it'll melt it down just enough to make it a little thicker.
Okay. All right. So if you wanted to do like a strand of tiki heads or something.
Oh yeah.
You could do it with those.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Now you got me thinking. I got heads right here. Don't tempt me.
So did that come from Lord Business?
No.
The head holder there.
No, but I had seen a post about him having that. It was a guy 3D printed them for me. Oh man, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, I think. So it was like way before when 3D printing just started, like really starting to take off at all. And I found it hilarious because then I seen that 5 years later. I'm like, hey, that's the exact same mold that I've got for one.
Yep. Yeah. It was Moments. Moments of the Magic had posted them in his story recently. I said, where did you get that? I was just amazed. I'd never seen one before. So he told me, and I bought one. And then it filled up in 4.5 seconds. I'm like, shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I went and ordered 3 more. And I got them in the awesome like Ghostbuster slime green there.
Nice.
And filled those right away.
Yellow.
Yeah.
I think it's yellow and gray.
Yeah, I don't know the other one.
Yeah, the guy he sent me 2 of them, and I was like, oh yeah, 2 should work plenty. Like, I don't have that many heads. And then immediately, like, I'm like, oh, I'm full, and I still don't have nearly enough. This is a problem.
Yep. Yeah, I got to order some more. They're cheap. I like cheap. That's one of my favorite things. So
Durable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm scared to get a
It's a good
3D printer because of that right there. I'll be printing off all kinds of just random holders for stuff just for Lego.
Yeah. You guys know Papa Trip?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, he's the best. I love the guy. And his 3D prints, just doing the giant minifigures.
Yeah.
Unreal. His collection is so good, and he's made giant sig figs for people. And
I said that's what I was thinking about hitting them up for, with some giant sig figs that we've got.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
He's a good man. His family's great. Yeah.
We love good people.
Yep. Yeah. Always blows my mind, the people you meet in this community. You just become a natural cheerleader for people that you basically don't even know in the real world. You've met like once.
Yeah.
They're amazing. What a great person. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's been one of my most favorite experiences on this social media side of stuff, is being on here and then talking and interacting with people. And then you go to a show and you meet up in real life, and you're like, even though you really don't know this person at all, you feel like you've known this person for so long, and you're just like, oh yeah, let's go do this, and we'll hang out and talk and mingle and all these other things. And go home afterward, and you're kind of sad and depressed because now you don't hang out with your friends.
Now I gotta look at you through a screen.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like saying goodbye at Brickworld. It's like, never met these people before, not going to see them for a year. I'm ready to book my ticket and come back next year to this thing that I wasn't sure I was ever going to go to in the first place. It's like,
yes. So unintentionally, every year at Brickworld, we have managed to find a random person, no connection of any kind, and by the end of the show, we're best friends. We're hanging out all the time in the lobby. We're, supporting each other's stuff. And, hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I know it's your first time, and, it's just you by yourself, but do you want to come have dinner with us? Like, for some reason, we always just end up finding a person or a group. And it's like, by the end of the show, all right, I made my new friend this year, because you got so many people you meet online that you like, oh, okay, I want to, hey, person who's I only know by handle. So I don't know. I enjoy that community aspect of it too, because it's like you don't go there with the intention of like, I guess you go there with the intention for the Lego, and then when you leave there, you're like, wow, this is way more than just Lego.
Yeah. I think next year I need to make sure that we do more of the Brickworld things.
The activities.
We went to the opening ceremonies, and then we went to almost nothing until Saturday.
Oh, you missed out.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of sprinkled ourselves around, but there wasn't anything we wanted to commit to.
Touche.
Yeah, and being your first time, I think that was actually probably a great idea, because it allowed you to see more of what's just happening.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself running into events that you, like you say, like you didn't know, you weren't really going to a lot of things, but did you find yourself like as you moseyed around seeing different activities go on that you're like, oh, I didn't know this happened, note to self, next time I'd want to do that type of thing? Because like for me, I didn't know we did a train demolition derby. I didn't know we did a boat
I
race.
still am not aware of a train demolition derby.
And so and even with the book last year was great because the book actually had a calendar in it. This year, the book didn't have a calendar in it. It was all through the app, which was cool because it would send you reminders and stuff like that. But I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. And so that's the old one.
That's what I was just looking at. Yeah,
so it was nice because you could look and it'd be like, okay, here's, Wednesday. What's happening on Wednesday? And you had the whole plot of like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything, but what's this boat derby? What's this panel that they're doing? So the first year is great for walking around and seeing everything that happens because I still don't even know what goes on because it's different every year in a sense that we, being me, you, displayers, anybody who signs up to be a part of the show can create an activity at the show. So it's like if somebody shows up and they want to play Pictionary in the lobby, okay, cool. We'll pencil you in from 4 to 5 on, Thursday or whatever. And so it's cool because there are certain things that happen the same every year, but then there's certain things that pop up. Like last year there was welding or soldering. They were teaching you how to solder. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, right. And you made a little Brickworld pen that lit up and you were soldering the lights to the thing. It was, like a workshop class that you would do in middle school. But how many people do you know that didn't know how to solder before? And it's in this like, classroom type setting. Everybody gets a solder. You pick out what pin you want. And it's like, I learned a skill at Brickworld. So
that's cool.
It's great. Observe.
Yeah. There were a lot of things that I either wanted to do or I was on the fence about, but there were a whole bunch of people that I had met, through a million different Discords and here. It's like, I want to actually interact with them and meet them. And if I go to all these things, I might meet people that aren't them, which isn't necessarily bad. But I don't meet new people unless my wife meets them first, because that's just how I operate. So it's like, okay, we'll spend time with the people that we already somewhat have connections to. Yeah, we've done that. So
there's been times where it's like, I really want to go do this activity, but I only get to see these people for this time. So it's a lot of balancing of like, what do I do with my time? Do I spend it with people that I haven't seen in a long time and have genuinely wanted to like meet up with because this is the only opportunity that we're all going to be in the same place? Or do I want to go and do something else, even though they're going to do something different? It's like, it's really hard sometimes to delegate your time.
I tend to make really bad choices and just not sleep.
That too. On Red Bull.
I take about 4 hours of sleep during the convention days.
yeah,
We'll go to bed about 2 a.m., 3 a.m., be up by 7.
Greeting people as they're leaving with their suitcases on Monday morning saying, oh, have a good flight. We're going to go to bed now.
yeah. Well, that's another thing is you guys have to stay through the whole thing. So you can't be home on Sunday to get back to reality on Monday.
I mean, so we could. One of our first years there, we did do that. The downfall is by the time you leave the show and clean up, it's minimum 7 o'clock and then drive 6 hours home because there's a time shift for us on the way back home. Like you're at home at 2 a.m. at that point and you're just exhausted.
Yeah. The time is the same. Like it's a 5-hour drive, but depending on which way you're going, one way you're getting there an hour sooner than you should. And you get your daylight savings because we're right on the other side of that Chicago time jump where it's an hour behind. our time. So
now we stay till Monday just so that we're not trying to rush home and be extremely tired. And it works out because usually that way Monday morning we'll catch with breakfast with everybody like right before they're headed home. It's like, all right, this is the last time, everybody. Let's go meet up for breakfast. We'll eat some breakfast, say our goodbyes, and then we'll usually venture at that point. Now it's our turn to finally go to the Lego store. Because like the whole week we're there, we're so busy at the Renaissance area. It's like we never really make it to the Lego store or the Schomburg store or Crest Hill, any of those BAM stores. It's like, well, we'll catch them on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So what day do you guys get in?
We usually show up Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys kind of check into your room, mentally decompress for a minute, get your game face on so you can wake up and get right after it.
Yeah, because usually we help.
Wednesday
morning we start helping set up. So we'll be in there starting to set tables up, set tablecloths, do all that stuff before noon on Wednesday. Because at noon, that's when registration opens and people can start coming and getting their badges and then can bring in their displays.
And start setting up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so you guys can't even start putting tables up until Wednesday.
Yeah, usually Tuesday night.
Yeah,
/
sometimes
Wednesday.
sometimes we can get the tables up, but like we can't get in to put the tablecloths up because like the venue will put the tables out, but we supply the tablecloths. So it's like at least half the battle's done. So you get a herd of people just throwing tablecloths so we can get them done by noon as the line goes out the door and around the parking lot. It's a good time.
And then we want line control.
Yeah.
Fun time because the two of us are everybody knows. So we'll just start walking the line and just, hey, making sure people, because we'll split the line by alphabet.
Yeah.
So one of us will take one line and one will take another and basically just continually walk front to back of it. And
What's your last name? What's your
verifying with everybody. Be like, you're in the right line, right?
Don't spend 2 hours in this line. That one's shorter. You need to be over there.
Okay, well, now that you've said that, which line tends to be shorter if it's split by alphabet?
Man,
I feel like it's usually the first half.
Usually the first half is the shortest of the two lines.
L through Z, or
A through K. I think
A through K and then L through Z. L through Z we get a lot, which I'm not surprised with. So I'm sure you got a lot of Smiths and a lot of Thompson and a lot of, I don't know any other letters. I'm a Silcox, so I'm an S. So he's an M. So it's like we're also on that half of the alphabet.
Yeah.
We did cheat last year though, because since we were doing line duty, we never made it to registration so that we could pick up our stuff.
Yeah, our people in our group of the line, they got to keep going and we got pulled and got put on crowd control. So we were like, oh, okay. Well, we could have had our badges.
So when it finally died down a little bit, we went behind the scenes and was like, all right.
One of the staff members was like, do you guys need your badges? We're like, yes, please.
It'd be helpful.
At least they know we're here with the show and not just some random people wearing, a Brickworld shirt like that you can buy at the merch booth. No, I promise, I'm helping.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't give you guys your stuff like in advance.
We could have probably went and grabbed it, but it's
one of those because there's so many different. It's because Chicago's so big and there's so many different things going on. Sometimes going in the office itself is a hassle. So it's like, you know what? You guys got that under control. When we don't. Because we're with all the shows and because we know so many people, it's a little bit easier for us to be like, hey, they've got my badge. I need to go in, do whatever. And most people are like, oh, yeah, okay, no big deal. I know who you are. But it's when the actual show is going on and you have to have the lanyard to go in. And you're like, crap. Okay, I guess we'll get it.
Yeah. But if you're helping with crowd control early on, in line, that kind of thing, if you might have a little bit more authority if they can give you something to signify that you're supposed to be there.
We started bringing our own.
When you start just yelling randomly and telling people, they tend to just listen.
Yeah, most
Whether
of the
you're
time.
in charge or not, they're just like, hey, he knows what's going on. Just listen to him.
He sounds like he's got authority. I'll listen to him.
People like to be led, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
And especially at the start of the shows like that, because nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. So you'll see so many people kind of just being like aimlessly walking around looking lost, and you're just like, hey, are you looking for this? And they're like, yeah, over here. Good, come this way.
Yeah, that line killed me because it was like, all right, there's like 6 of us in this lobby and where everybody's just hanging out, and then all of a sudden you can't breathe. What the hell?
Yeah,
Oh, it
it
got
is
tight.
insane.
I took a video of the line. I think it was on a public day, but regardless, the line is significant whether it's a public day or the day of opening registration or opening getting your badges. It went from the door out the hotel, past the escalator, out the little double doors, around down the whole side of the building, which is the length of the hall, like from the entrance doors all the way to the back wall, all the way down the building, then curved around the parking lot and started coming back around, snaking itself. And I'm like, oh my goodness, these people are going to be so excited and cram packed like sardines.
And then next thing you know, there's a similar line, and they're just trying to buy the Pope.
They camped out. There were people
That was
not
crazy.
waiting.
I got
That's
lucky because we were way too busy to be able to stand in that line, and a friend of mine was actually there in line, and I was like, hey, can you grab me one, and I will, I'll give you the cash for it afterward. I can't make it over there right now. And bless her heart, she got one for us. So I have one right back there on the shelf now.
Chicago
Awesome.
Pope.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Citizen
We were
Bricks.
giving those guys a hard time too, that we're all camping out there, because like they were camping out about 10 o'clock the night before. And this
World of Lights happened, I think it was, because it was dark, wasn't it? Was that
No, 'cause it
Saturday?
was Friday night.
Oh, it was Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, the days kind of blurred together, I think. I've completely
warm.
lost track. Yeah. We're actually going earlier this year. Let's see how that works out. We're going to get in Monday afternoon.
Oh,
Nice. You will be ready.
We'll
Yeah.
be ready.
Get
Yeah,
your
well-
itinerary.
Yeah, we basically didn't see. We went to the Lego store. We went to BAM, but that was
Right.
it. We didn't do anything else in the area. So
Yeah.
we figured get a jump on and get an extra early day.
Nice.
Not to mention, if you get there before the crowd, you're going to get a better selection from both the BAMs and the Lego store, because they will not have come through and, like,
Cleaned it out.
yeah. I just think of locusts just like flying in like a
Yeah.
horde.
And last year, there was a lot of decent clearance at the Walmart store out there. The Walmart store, yeah, because apparently that's how you say that. And it's like, oh man, there's so much clearance over there, and we didn't act on it right away. And the next thing you know, so that was a little disappointing.
That's the only downfall to the area. Once the week really gets going, like to find those great deals anymore, it's going to be really tough.
Once you're able to, but I would say when you're able to get your badge, anytime after that, good luck, because anybody that's waiting for 12 o'clock, they're shopping. Anybody that's got their badge but doesn't want to fight everybody that's trying to go into the display hall and set up at the same time, they're shopping. So it's like as the week goes on, everybody's picking this and that, and it's like, well, I guess I'll get the leftovers if there are any.
Well, and then the other downfall you run into is you got a lot of the vendors that come to those shows, and they get wind of it, and they'll go and clean a place out.
Buy all of it.
Yeah.
And throw it on their shelf.
That's where we might actually start an extra ruckus, because we're considering having a vendor table this year, which is going to be interesting, and Mark and I are going to talk about it, because what we have is an app, which is a weird thing to kind of display at one of these events. But one of the purposes of the app is it helps you find in-store clearance.
Ah.
we're going to help people ruin that store. And it's going to be funny. Yep. Unfortunately, if the people that are already using it prior to the event are going to ruin our little test
For everybody at
sample
the
there.
event.
So we'll see how that goes. But
Nice.
yeah. So that'll
That might be something else too to talk to him about doing at expos too, and not just Chicago. Because the expo show, you would probably have more unique local areas versus just the main traffic in Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, and from watching Stud City for ages and watching Tyler, Life Bricks, those guys, and all of their clearance finds, that there's a lot of that within an extended drive of that area.
Yep.
It's magic out there.
What else I've heard of lately which I've heard of them before, but I never looked into them, are the Amazon return pallets of Lego. Yep. They will sell them as a pallet, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll spend a couple $100 for a pallet, because I know when I part it all out, that's 2 cents a brick.
Yep. Yeah, you just need to make sure that you can see it before you buy it.
Right, which is why I am not a fan of those. I've done the pallet shopping before.
Yeah. I mean, I could go into a warehouse and wander through pallets of pallets, and you feel like you're in Indiana Jones, that kind of thing. I'm with that. But the idea of buying something unmanifested is it's a little odd to me. And there's too many scams out there now. But
yeah.
The Jesus, the thrill of the mystery. Yeah, that earthquake had to happen eventually. Yeah, the mystery of it all. I don't know. And for you guys, stop that. For you guys, buying a pallet like that would be great, because if the boxes are damaged or whatever, who cares? Doesn't make a difference. Yeah,
right.
That's one of the focuses too with my Bricklink store. Even I get very finicky with Bricklink and the status of new/used, because new to me means it's still in its original package. I mark everything used on my store because everything is opened. Even if it's a new fig and it's never been assembled, it's still used because it's out of its package.
You never know if these were ever pushed together or not. So if they're not in the package to say no hands have touched these, I can't verify that clutch power has not been lost due to wear and tear. So as soon as it leaves the package for us, it's used, because then you can't say, well, you sold me something that you said was new, but I found scratches. It's like, well, technically, I know I never clicked them together because I opened the package and put it in my inventory. But you don't know that, and as the customer, it's like, nope, it's used, it's not sealed, so.
Wow. The one that kills me is when somebody is selling a stickered part as new. Now, why is that even an option?
Yeah, it shouldn't be an option at all.
Yeah. At that point, I want a new tile and a portion of the sticker sheet cut off and sent to me.
Yeah. Then you can say
that's the only way. Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with what was it I was having the argument with the other day? Oh, when they new, or it's a new, never been used, missing this. And it's like, if it was new, then it wouldn't be missing that part. It can't be new.
You're going to tell me you didn't use this, but magically we're missing a piece from the box? Something's under a shelf, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, I can see a set being sold as new missing bag 4 or something.
Sure. Yeah. Right. 1, 2, 5, I got them.
Yep. But the other, you're still getting a sealed package, with the other bags.
Lego certified new.
Yeah, I've had a hard time with that. I've had some Bricklink stores, show stuff as new, and then it's like this it's not possible to be new. Like it's too old of a part for you to tell me that this is new still. Like new to me, you open the box and there it is. So it's been a tough one for me just because like uploading figures, I'll price my figures by new price, but it's marked as used item still. So it's like, I'll put in the description, never used, never assembled, whatever, so that it helps clarify that, hey, this is pristine as you can get it then. But
it's not in the packaging, so therefore it has been used.
Yeah.
Fingers have touched it. It has my oil on the print.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'd never thought of that angle. So for a while I was selling minifigures on eBay. I was assembling them to take the pictures and listing them as new assembled only for pictures. And then I would go and I would immediately bag them and, file them away. You can't just post a picture of the minifigure parts. They basically don't sell.
Yeah, you wouldn't sell them. Mm-hmm.
Or you could upload a stock image of it.
Yeah.
But you see a stock image and you're like, well, I don't know.
What's the quality?
It's for all I know. Yeah, they're new, but they were new in his pocket for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved just about everything from eBay to Bricklink, I changed the status of all of them to used, because to me on Bricklink status, now you call them used because they've been assembled. But on eBay, they're not necessarily the same buyer. So you can almost play by different rules.
You don't have people with the same knowledge of the brick versus mom just trying to buy something for her kid versus, no, I know the value. I know, the clutch power. I know all the things. So,
Yeah, it's weird how different it is.
Yeah, and always the fear of selling a fig and getting a message back that it's cracked. I sold a reverse flash. And it was, I want to say, I sold it for like $40. And then the guy came back and was just like, your fig's cracked. And it's like, there's no way this fig was cracked. I assembled it brand new, and then it's sat assembled ever since. Like I didn't play with this. But I ended up having to refund it to him because I have, no way to prove. And with Bricklink being the way it is, it's like once they file a complaint, well, they're getting a refund regardless of what you think about it. Yeah. So I've pulled a lot of my higher end figs from there now, and don't tend to go through Bricklink with that. It's like, no, if somebody's really wanting this, they can directly buy from me, and we'll negotiate pricing outside of Bricklink.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick to offer refunds because you've seen it yourself. Everything's fine. Then you go and you turn a hand and you get a forearm crack.
Yeah, and I do. Anytime somebody if they say anything is wrong, I just refund them automatic. The downfall to listing parts. My first big go round of uploading parts, I didn't identify the colors correctly on some of the stuff.
Yep.
And so whenever I'd go to sell it, I would then realize at that point, because now I've had way more experience with it, and I'd be like, ooh, that's not the color I uploaded. Like, we got to have a problem because I don't have what they're looking for now. I had that with a plate. There's a 8x16 or 8x14. 6x14, I think is what it is, in dark red, that only came on one ship kind of deal for Star Wars. And it's like a $35 plate. and I had miscounted the studs. I had an 6x16 instead of the 6x14. So the guy orders this part, and I'm all excited, getting this shipment ready, and I'm pulling the part out, and I'm like, oh no, this is an 85-cent plate, not a $35 plate. And he's like, oh no. So I had to message the guy, and of course, I'm like, hey, immediately give him a refund before messaging him technically. I'm like, refund it all, message him and be like, hey, look, had an inventory issue. This is not the correct item that I had. And he was very understanding and appreciated the message, but I know I also probably upset him because he was probably super excited to find that.
I found it. 4.
Yeah, there's been a couple times, and unfortunately, fairly recently, where it's like you can tell looking at the order that somebody's placing the order for one specific part, and then they're filling in some other odds and ends.
I'm paying the shipping. I'm getting it.
Yeah. So it's like you send them the message, listen, this one specific thing that you wanted, I don't have it. It's broken. I can't find it. Whatever other miscellaneous thing went wrong. Do you want to cancel the whole order? If you still want your other parts, I'll refund, the cost of the item and all of your shipping, and I'll just send you the stuff. So they can use the shipping money to go buy it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to find it for you and send you the item that's missing? I'll ship it somewhere else.
I just offer the refund because it's like trying to track the item down itself. Sometimes, well, then by the time I tracked it down and then got it to me and then got it shipped out to them, well, they're like, well, I don't need it now. And I'm like, man, now I really wasted my time.
Yeah. For something like that, it would have to come from another Bricklink seller that I know. So I'm like, hey, I know none of us like to ship outside of the PayPal address, but I know you know me, whatever. Just send it over to them. I'll send you the money through, Venmo or Zelle or something, and we'll just dodge all the fees.
Yep.
Yeah, it's my favorite way to do it.
Which is a great reason to have a Bricklink store, even if you don't sell anything on Bricklink, because when people know, oh, you have Lego and you're willing to part with them, I'm looking for this. Do you have this? Why, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So it's like, just because you don't always sell online or it's not posted doesn't mean you can't get it.
Yeah. The funny one, though, is when people just upload their personal inventory and then they price it astronomically. So intentionally pricing it like that, like, hey, don't anybody buy my stuff. I'm just trying to track it all.
Mm-hmm.
But then they show up when you try to buy from a wanted list. It's like, oh, man, they have everything I want, but there's the decimal point is just a little too far over for me.
Yeah.
Man, what are you doing here?
I did that on a couple items because I didn't want to part with them. And I thought, man, I'll go ahead and just put it up here. Worst case, somebody really wants it. And it wasn't like 10 hours later, somebody scooped it. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm glad somebody needed it. It's like, I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't think somebody would pay twice as much for it.
Yeah.
When you need it.
I don't think there's a single piece in this entire house that I wouldn't be willing to part with, because to me, it's all replaceable to some degree. And if they want to pay the right price for it, then I'm sure I can find it for the right price again myself,
Right.
What does this say? My suggestion would be to do like an better session at Bricklink, light up bricks, something, get your name. Oh, all right. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if you guys see this in chat here.
Yeah, and I mean, that's simple enough too. We can help you with if need be. But I don't know, with yours being something you're selling, that's a little different.
Well, so we do have a free version of the app that we'll be demoing while we're there. So people can just have it. There's always something free publicly available. Nobody has to pass the paywall kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, you could almost do something instead of having to be like a vendor setup.
Yeah, vendor setup, you're going to be sitting there for the event. You're essentially going to be running that booth. Whereas if you did, like they're saying, just create an event and say, okay, on this day, you know, they'll put you in a time slot or whatever, and in one of the breakaway rooms. And then it's like, okay, you know, you get that opportunity to almost do like a presentation. Like, here's what we've got. Here's how it works. Here's how you can, you know, navigate and do this and that and the other. You guys can try it here for yourself, because then once your presentation's over, and especially depending on what room it's in and how late in the day you do it, as long as nothing's in that room after you can let people hang out and like mess with the app and ask you questions. So it doesn't always have to be to that time crunch, because like we do Mario Kart at night, but we make it the last event. So like that way, if we're playing until midnight, 1 o'clock, it doesn't matter. We're the last people in that room for the night. Nobody's coming in to kick us out. So you have that opportunity to be a little more personal, and you can also focus on like making sure that all the people that you're talking to are getting all of the information versus, oh, I told this person this, but I didn't tell that person that. I got to, you know, add your table, trying to manage one at a time instead of.
I like that. I like that.
It really marketed or done where it's two different markets of people. It's, you know, your AFOL crowd that would be attending the convention, and then you could still have a table to demo it for the public side on the Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, so you're not spending your whole week vending, essentially.
Yeah, I like that. I was, you know, you go through 80 different iterations of things through your head. The latest version was like, just buy one of those big ass monitors, like the kind of tablet monitors, and just find a way to bolt it to the table so it can just play on repeat with some captions and have a little QR code so people can try it. And then I don't even need to be there. I can just talk to people. For me.
Yep.
That's also doable.
Yeah. And then I just need to hire somebody to make that work, because I'm not capable of anything. So
you need a show that repeats? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that simple I could, but there's way to build AI agents so people could just type in questions and it would spit out responses to them. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a developer could take care of that, because he's the best. But
maybe you could ask AI to create an AI.
Yeah. It's scary that they can do that now.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about it.
Yeah. It's scary. Yeah. Man, Smokey, you should know I love giveaways. So that's a great idea. We've done so many giveaways. We do like unprovoked and unnecessary giveaways. I think. What do we figure? It's like $3,000 in giveaways this year, mostly completely unnecessary. And
that's what
I really enjoy it. So, yeah, we gave away the Black Pearl at the end of last month, middle of last month, somewhere in there. That one was fun. Yeah. There was a little bit of mourning after that one.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, we determined that there is no area in our house that has enough space between the top of the shelf and the ceiling to actually build it.
That's why the Titanic is in pieces.
Yeah, I know
it got assembled on the table, and we were like, okay, there it is. Got to box it up because I ain't got space for nothing else.
Yeah, it's problematic. Yeah, I think the biggest thing we have built right now is the Source Dragon Emotion. I just built that the other day. And that was far bigger than I expected it to be. I knew it was big, but it's a Ninjago dragon. So you think big, you still think not that. Holy shit, that thing was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it blew me away. What a great build. Man, I had a blast with that.
Now you got to hang it from the ceiling from some fishing line so it looks like it's flying.
Yeah, I don't know. My kids might use it like a piñata. That scares me a little bit.
put it high enough, and then that's
So-
what you do when you run out of shelf space. You just
Right behind us is.
start hanging them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm just short enough that I don't hit my head when I come through there.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know. Well, actually, I have a chandelier directly above my head, and the kids can't reach that. And
That'd be perfect.
Does it have a spot where you could like put it on the chandelier, like it's whole, like
oh,
you know what I
Crawling from it,
mean?
climbing it.
oh man, now you're just starting trouble and giving me all these
Not
ideas. Oh man, that would be great.
That's what I'm
These-
saying.
These are LED. I don't think these bulbs get hot, do they? Yeah, they're really not hot. Although
I
I'm
mean-
noticing one of them's out, and that's annoying. But yeah,
Well, if you got one out, then that means you just got to replace them all with the LED soft lights, so that way they don't blind you and they don't get super hot. And then you can have your Lego up there. See, it's a win.
shit. All right, now I'm buying new light bulbs, and yeah, all right,
I can't take her anywhere.
yeah, that sounded like it might be worth a shot. So
Yeah,
all right,
I'm here for a good time.
yeah, all right. I'm not just going to stay her up for the rest of the night. That's not going to be enough. So,
I know you
okay.
these ideas in my brain.
You guys have talked a lot about your involvement in Brickworld. Did you just, well, first of all, with your timing, Mark had already taken over at that point, right?
Mhm.
So did you approach him about being more involved, or did you just kind of like insinuate yourself and you're like, all right, we're just doing this thing?
We just,
Both,
we started
kind
out
of.
with constantly trying to get the approval, and as busy as he is, it's very difficult to get like specific approval to do this or that. So once we kind of got the first run of being at the show, we started kind of having a game idea. The next time we had a show, we just ran with it. We were just like, hey, Mark, we're doing this. This is what we're going to do. Here's our setup. This is what we need. And he was like, okay, sounds great. And then after that first show of doing it, we were like, this is really fun. We need to expand this and make it more. So we started adding more games to what we were
Yeah, 'cause
personally
I
doing.
think it just started out as the hide and seek only.
Mhm.
right?
Started just the hide
We
and
didn't
seek.
have anything that you could throw.
And then I had to be the first to break the Brickworld rules. One of the rules as you come in, it says in there of no throwing Lego. And come to my station and you get to do what the rules say you can't.
Yep. So essentially, we just kind of we started with the indie show because that was our local show, and then we started going So the year we went to Indy for the first time, I think it was the following year that we actually went to Chicago for the first time. So we were just kind of there as displayers, not really like
We were
forcing any or like trying to get into the show. We were just being a part of the show.
Yeah.
And then as we started like going to all the shows and being more of like, a lot of our time spent at the show is crowd control in a sense of like we were saying earlier. Once everybody's set up and displayed, it's like, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Do you need anything? But then it became a lot of like, we would be set up and we would just be like, well, let's wander around. Oh, do you need help? Let me help you with whatever you're doing, or just trying to help everybody out. And it just kind of evolved and the games became a big hit. And so between wanting to have the games at the show and our ability to interact with everybody easily and get things resolved, a lot of times people will be like, I have an issue. And we'd be like, it's okay. Problem solved. And then Mark would be like, oh, thank you. Fantastic. I didn't have to, do whatever because he's off doing Mark things. So it was kind of a natural like bond of like we just kind of meshed with the Brickworld world And I think there was just kind of that acknowledgement of like, you guys are here all the time. You're literally like, you're essentially working, but not working. So you want to just do this all the time and come to all the shows and whatever. And we're like, yes, I do.
Yeah, it took us about 2 years.
Yeah, it was a couple years of just
of constantly being in the presence and being right there, but not being there, so to speak.
But just because we wanted to, not because the intention was, I'm going to go, weasel my way in and become no, it was like we enjoyed the atmosphere, all the, the people were great, the show and how it was ran, and the fact that it was community driven. It wasn't, this is Brickworld's show, this is what we're doing. Like, no, it's what you guys are doing. We are merely a vending space for you guys to come and congregate in one area. So it was like, okay, cool. Like, I really like what this is about. I like going to these shows and meeting all these people. And then it just, here we are.
We weaseled our way into bringing extra joy to people.
I know, right? You have fun.
And it's been nice too. So we're originally part of Indie Lug as that's our original lug that we joined. And then because of doing this with Brickworld so much, we're in so many different cities throughout the year that a lot of those local lugs to that area we have now become friends with and kind of are a part of their lug as well.
Like not officially, but enough.
An honorary member.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Really big cheerleaders.
Awesome.
So it's nice when we go to these other areas because we end up getting a lot of extra support in just what we try to do at the show with the other lugs that are already there. And with the social media presence, it makes it even easier for people to know who, at least that we are when we're at the show. Now our name is ingrained in enough of the Brickworld streams that people know SupaHawk as being part of the show. So when they see us, they at least know too, outside of the show or even at the show, we'll gladly answer questions. We'll get you the connections that you need to make whatever you're trying to do work.
That's handy too. So when you have problems, missing pieces, some kind of disaster, you have somebody to lean on. Hey, while you guys are coming,
the right spot. I need an extra extension over here. I was supposed to have this, but this didn't happen. Cool, got you. We'll fix it. No worries.
Yeah. We've tried to
somebody robbed their backlog and fix this problem for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not everything.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that there is things at a show that we can handle just to help take the load off of Mark and some of the other staff members. It's easier to send us on a mission when we'll get to it. We may get stopped 4 or 5 times along the way, but like we'll still make sure that task gets done before it comes time.
If you see us walking by, hello, goodbye. It's not out of sorry, I don't want to talk. It's if I just don't keep going, I'm gonna stop and get distracted, and then what was I doing?
Yeah. Hello, goodbye. It's just mission speak.
Yeah, I always try to make sure to tell everybody. It's like if you see us and you want to chat, just let us know you
find
want
me
to
when
chat.
I'm stopped.
Don't try to find a good time to come and get me because that may not happen.
Or tell me because I'll find time and then go to you and say, hey, I got 10 minutes. You want to chit chat?
So at what point do you guys consider it to be after hours?
5 or 4 o'clock, depending on what time the public leaves the area.
Well, but after hours for us, I don't know. I don't think I ever classify after hours because I do handle a lot of the Instagram side of Brickworld as well. So there's a lot of times that, it'll be 9 o'clock at night and I'll see a message come through of somebody asking a question. So it's like, well, I can jump over and answer that real quick. No worries. I would say it's more of when I would call it quiet time for us. That's kind of when I shut down from answering Brickworld stuff.
Not in Chicago.
Well, yeah, during the convention week, it's
Not
about
on Saturday.
It's about 2 or 3 in the morning to about 7 a.m. Like that's the time frame when at Brickworld Convention Week you won't be able to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Now, do you say, at, I don't know, at whatever time, at 10 p.m. or something, it's like, all right, I'm not doing anything structured anymore. I'm just shutting off, going to the lobby for 5 hours or whatever?
Yeah, usually by, I would say probably 9 o'clock, most structured things are pretty much done anyway. Even within Brickworld, there's not very many activities that go into the evening. We definitely tried to push it last year. We were pushing the envelope every night of like, okay, let's, we made our activity for Mario Kart racing start at 9 o'clock at night, and then that way it's try to give some activities for people to do something besides just sit in the lobby as well. Cause yeah, the lobby's fun, but if you don't know people, the lobby is a very awkward place.
It's harder to go and mingle with people when you have the lobby's great because when you have a group of people that want to just sit and talk, you have little sections of people that are getting together and talking. But then you have the flip side of that coin where do I know anybody in this group? Do I have the ability to talk to whoever it is I'm trying to talk to in this group? Or I want to talk to several different people, but one's here, one's there, one's there. So now you got to, hi, I don't want to interrupt you, but I would love to have a chat with you, type of thing. So it becomes one of those balances of like, where do you sit? Who do you talk to? What's your best line of action type of thing versus seeing them at the table where you have that icebreaker of, oh, I love this build. I love, insert whatever. And then you have that opportunity to talk. So it's a double-edged.
The one last year was fun because there was one night we were out super late doing stuff just in the convention hall and outside and this and that. And by the time we were coming upstairs to go to bed for the day, there was it's not illegal, but the unsanctioned yard sale that was happening in the lobby area.
That did happen. That's not what I was excited
for me, it was one of those, like, as I'm coming through the area, because we're staff and stuff like that, it's like, I was just like, I don't see nothing. You guys do what you want. It's after hours, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
There's no rules in the lobby area. Like out in the convention hall area, obviously, sure, no, you can't just bust out and start selling a bunch of stuff on the convention floor, like, unless you're a vendor. But in the lobby,
that's the hotel.
That's the hotel's discretion at that point. If the hotel doesn't want it, they can say something. So, sometimes the lobby area is a fun place to go and hang out. I mean, other times, that's why we like to try to have the extendedly late activities so that, other groups that don't want to go and just sit in a crowded room can go and do other activities.
That's when you bring cornhole and you go outside of the lobby in the little area concrete and you play cornhole for 3 hours outside because you don't want to be inside with the crowd of people, which was fantastic. I will be doing that again next year. So if you want to play cornhole, we'll be outside of the lobby doors.
Outside? You mean like right where the
corridor connected
drop-off spot is?
That U-shape. Okay, so when you're going in the U-shape, the area to the right that is the hotel, before the jet out part, that wall right there is it's a wall of windows, but then it's also a pretty large section of covered walkway. So we just set up cornhole boards right there and played cornhole on the side of the walkway.
It's a good spot for that.
It was great. We could see the people in the lobby. They would see us. We called people down. They came down and played cornhole with us.
Awesome. Huh. And I guess depending on how late you're there, there's varying levels of intoxication upstairs.
Yeah.
Cornhole by the windows with some of those people coming down could get interesting.
Yeah, and it's fun because we don't drink, so for us, there isn't really a too far gone to play. So we're down there just ready to play all night, and then you'll get a lot of different groups come down. We had fun last year. We were playing with season 5 Lego Master people.
Mm-hmm.
We had them out in the parking lot.
Because we were all just chilling in the hotel lobby, like bored. And I was like, I got cornhole if you guys want to play cornhole. And they were like, I'll play some cornhole. I was like, bet. Grabbed the dolly, rolled over the cornhole board, set them up. Was like, you guys ready? They're like, yeah. That was that window interaction. Did you see? You see? I've got it set up. They're like, we're on our way.
That's so funny. Season 5.
It was,
I'm so confused by
versus,
Brickworld being last year, but it was this year.
right.
Man.
Well, it's because we're ready for next year.
Yeah. It's,
so therefore, this
still
had
the
to
same
go.
calendar year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was like the mother and son that were there for the Lego Masters panel. And yeah. Okay.
No, that's not who played cornhole with us.
No, but that's who he was just talking about.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That was that season, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, all of my news of Lego Masters basically comes from social media and YouTube, not from actually watching the show for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah, because that way you can weed out all of the reality show parts.
Yeah, you just get
Yep. You see all the awesome stuff, and like you get a little bit more humanity that way.
Right.
My favorite's always how many of them do I know before, like the season really starts. Like when they make the announcement of who is on, it's like, oh, I know them. I know them. I know them. Like how many of these people have I actually known for a little bit, or are they new to me altogether? And it's nice to be surprised with some new ones, but it's a lot of fun when you find people that it's like I've known them for a while and now see them on there. It's like awesome.
Yeah, it's odd when you hear the stories of like, oh well, I just kind of found Lego, and then a year later, here I am on Lego Master. It's like, man, what reality is that?
And that's
get the hell
where
out of here.
It's like you watch it for the build as a builder, you watch it for the drama as a.
No, the worst part is when you hear them interviewing them once they're already on the show, and their comment is, "I've never built a mock before."
What do you mean? That's an old show.
How did you get on the show then? Like you shouldn't even be on the show if you've never even built a mock. I'm sorry, that defeats the whole purpose of the show.
Yeah, they're there because they checked enough boxes, maybe.
Right. They fit the mold of what they're trying to hit that demographic with. If you notice, each pair is
every season there's groups
set to different demographics. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's like they're trying to be inclusive of all things, but when you do that, it's like, well, if the married couple's already on there, they were in our shot, or if the hippie couple's on there, they're, so it's like if there are certain spots that you're going to fall into and those spots are already taken, well, sorry, you got, passed up.
The Crystal Star, who's going to be on with us next week, in one of her bios, it's the OG fairy, which always kills me because to that point, there always has to be somebody who fits a very specific mold in every season.
Right.
Yep.
And she could take OG credit as far as Lego Masters goes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Give her that. And shit, she's won twice.
Crystal and her partner that won, Michelle, are amazing individuals. And to just chit chat with them and hear and pick their brain with stuff is crazy. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to watching next week's episode with Crystal for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. She's everywhere. Like you never know what country she's going to be in at this point or at what state, and she's at this BAM and that one and this one and at this event and this random lug meeting and hosting a book club. Who hosts a book club? Yeah, she does.
Who reads books anymore?
Yeah, I keep buying them. I don't read the friggin' things.
They
they just play in the headphones,
Yeah.
But
audio.
I don't know if I'm not great at this part, but so I don't mean this with any disrespect to her, but I don't know if she's that busy to maintain her sanity. Or if there's really joy in that, and I'm gonna have to ask because I'm legitimately curious, because that's how I operate. I'm busy all the time. I basically start my day at 7:30 every morning, work till midnight every single day of the week, and I can't stop because I go absolutely insane. That's kind of what I see in her schedule and all of her activities. Or I'm just hoping that there's somebody else on earth who operates like that. I don't know. But,
I said that's kind of how I operate too, and I've kind of taken a break on the social media side as far as uploading videos and photos and all the time because of that, of just being like, in a way, kind of burning out slightly from it. So I still do a lot of interactions and still, comment and do things like that. But I went from originally I used to do a video, 2 videos a day, and now I'm like, I'll do one once a week. And once you build your following up, it's easier to maintain that kind of a posting and not lose followers like crazy. So that helps. But I don't know. I feel like I have found more enjoyment in making my videos by spreading them way out than trying to constantly come out with more and more.
It's quality over quantity. When I'm forcing myself, I have to put 2 videos out today because I want to, keep up with the algorithm or make sure that you get followers or whatever. And then you're just putting out videos to have videos versus, no, I'm doing this because I like it. It's funny. It's, I want to show off something or, something with a little bit more effort. Then it's more fun that way. And you're not, it's not work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also don't like doing videos that everybody else is doing. So it's like, okay, I've seen somebody do that. Cool. It was a neat idea. I'm not copying it.
Yeah. I don't have a knack for video because I don't edit really. I did one when I built the Source Dragon Emotion. I recorded that build, and I actually had some fun putting that video out. It's 2.5 minutes or whatever it was, because I just cut out everything except for opening the bag and then the results of building the bag. That was the whole video. I couldn't be bothered keeping anything else in.
That's all you need.
Derek does the rest of the short form stuff on our channels. He's great. He's like, saying he's my right hand almost seems derogatory because he's just the best. He's an awesome guy. So he does all of everything that's not this show really, and our channel comes from him. And he'll say things like, "Oh man, sorry this didn't get as many views as the last one," or whatever. And I don't care.
Yeah,
right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's have a good time. Enjoy what you're doing. The more you enjoy what you're doing, the better your results will be.
Yeah.
Right.
I spent probably 1.5 years trying to get a video to go viral. Just that constantly being like, oh, this will do it. This will do it. This will be the one that finally cracks the string. And I've done it, tried it so many times, still never have had one, go crazy or anything. She makes one after Chicago, 30-second video on TikTok, and it's got 4 million views.
No way.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was a Lego Masters build. To be fair, it is currently on display in Denmark, so it's not like it wasn't something that was amazing. So it wasn't even it was just a quick the shrimp from Shark Tale Shark Tales, where it's like, my sister had a baby and then his arms fell off and I had to take care of it. And you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so it's that shrimp, 30-second pan video, that audio. Just a quick little snippet.
That was it?
That was it.
Wow.
And they were like, oh my God, I love this movie. Oh my God, where can I buy this set?
Thousands of comments.
I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think I was just look at what he did. I thought it was cool. That's what went through my brain when I saw it. So
yeah, that's it. You just put out what you enjoy, and if it hits, it hits. Right?
Yeah. I was shocked. It was funny because I was not expecting it, and I woke up in the morning and I was like, this has a lot of views. And then like throughout the day, I would message him and be like, 1.2, 1.5, 1.7. I'm like, bang, just hit 2 million today. I don't understand. And then I'd go to bed and be like 3.7. Oh my god, why is this?
Wow. And then TikTok sent you a check for 87 cents as a thank you.
Didn't even send her a check for anything.
I got a good job and a gold star.
Hey, all right. Well, that's better than you get from most places.
Right?
Yeah, I swear YouTube would send you a bill after that.
I have for any of mine, the ones that I've actually been paid on, haven't even been through Instagram or TikTok. It was on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. But granted, I got like 30-some cents for it. But still, it's like, of all the platforms I have and the following I have,
the one I use the least.
the one I don't even really do anything to, like everything reposts to Facebook. Anytime I post to Instagram, it just posts it to Facebook automatic for me the way I have it set up. So it's like, there's no difference between the two. And they're owned by the same freaking people. But yet, one platform will pay me. The other one, nah. 34K followers, it doesn't matter. You don't matter. We're not giving you a penny for any of that stuff. But your 400 followers on Facebook, oh, hey, we got 34 cents coming your way.
That's called come over here and let me pay you to do it again. So you add more people to this platform.
Yeah. I made a comment to one of our laborers at work that Facebook is basically for older people now. Right?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, you are one of the older people now. Like, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
Oh man, that's not right. But
Talk
it's
about the 1900s
correct.
like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 1900s.
That's
Terrible.
right.
Yeah, and not even the very tail end. It's unfortunate.
I was still a couple decades in.
No. Yeah. It's weird that stuff I was buying, after high school is on the classic rock station now.
I don't want to talk about it because
It's
I click
weird.
on Pandora and I'm like, okay, let me turn on my classic rock. Let me get some of that stuff that, fucking Tom Petty and, that genre of classic rock, AC/DC, stuff like that. Now it's like, why am I hearing Foo Fighters? Why am I hearing like alternative rock that's not really classic rock that like, is it classic now? Because I don't like that this is considered classic now. Don't tell me Nirvana's song is 30 years old. I don't care if it's 30 years old.
Yeah.
I heard it last year for the first time.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, I was old enough to drink when this came out. That's a problem.
My personal favorite is when my child brings me a song and she's like, Mom, listen to this song I heard. I'm like, kid, you're scraping the surface.
Yeah. I remember when their dad was recording music. Yeah. Oh, what was the one the other day? The first White Zombie album is 39 years old now.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, we were just
Yeah.
talking about that too.
Yep. Look,
But
Gorillas is a perfect example. Our daughter is huge into the Gorillas right now.
Gorilla Z.
Yeah.
I want to listen to Gorilla Z.
He's like,
oh man.
it's the Gorillas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't understand, kid. Like, I listened to that when I was in high school. She's like, they were around for that long?
Oh man. Was I out of high school then? When did they start? What was it? Clint Eastwood was the first single, I think.
Yeah, I want to. It'd been early 2000s. It might have been
2000s. Yeah.
2002, maybe 03 for that.
Yeah.
I know when it first came out, I had no clue what they were talking about.
The internet says Gorillaz was created in 1998.
Well, yeah, the original
1998.
Clint
All right.
Eastwood one.
Oh, the song Clint
Uh-huh.
Eastwood.
That's really when they became popular. Man, I remember the music videos for those two. They were so
Yeah, they
great.
were crazy. Yeah. Yeah, because what was it? It was that, and was it Feels Good Inc. or something?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Feels good. Yeah.
Yep.
2001 is when Clint Eastwood came out.
All right. Yeah. So I was 21. That's bananas. Oh,
I wasn't 21 yet, but I would have been, let's see, in 01, I would have been 16. Yeah.
youngins. Good for you. Good for you. All right.
Yeah,
So
turned
16, 5.
40 last Monday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. That's
Thank you.
that's very close.
Or it was last Monday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just collecting zeros.
That's right.
I hit that 40, and then, dude, I got sick as a dog for like 4 days.
Oh, man.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Your AARP card came in the mail. Oh,
You
yeah.
hit a milestone.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. It's better to hit a milestone than a headstone. You know,
Right.
just
Very true.
keep collecting those numbers. Every extra one it's a blessing. Take it. Yep. I started telling myself that the first time I saw a whole pile of white on the floor. It's like, oh, yeah, we're just gonna keep collecting them because
That's right.
Otherwise we're just paying for men, and that's you get crusty beard, and yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's one of the things, though, I do like within Lego is because your age doesn't matter. You forget your age.
Until you pass 99, and then they
Yeah,
won't let you buy them anymore.
Yeah, they can't buy it no more.
But it's like we'll be at a show and I'll be talking to somebody and they'll reference something and it'll put their age in my head, then all of a sudden of how young they are, and I'm just like, oh wow, I'm like twice your age.
Yeah.
But I'm just as excited about this as you are, so it's like we're on the same level and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. What's it? Oaktown Bricks. You guys come across him at some point?
I know the name. I can see the logo in my brain. He's got a little oval figurine, colonial guy, doesn't he?
I
On his logo.
I don't know because I'm blind and I can't see anybody's little avatar. I can never figure out what they are.
I can see the logo, but yeah.
So he's 19, I believe, and he's I don't know. He's probably somewhere 5'8", 5'9", wider, kind of like a chubby kid, and like young chubby, because young chubby and older chubby are different chubbies, right?
Yeah, right. You grow out of that one, usually.
Yeah, and man, he is the nicest kid and like outgoing and friendly. Shows up to Brickworld by himself. His dad flies to like check him into the hotel and then flies back so he can be here for the week by himself with people that he's met like once on the internet.
Yeah.
Right, to hang out for the week.
Yeah. Good thing we're a pretty trusting crowd.
Yeah. And he's in chat basically everywhere, like every show. I mean, this one times out weird for him because he's got class or whatever, but he's just great. It's such a nice kid. And you talk to him and it's like, I feel like I can't have half of this conversation because there's no frame of reference to any of the things I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But then you catch things that are just in his wheelhouse, and the conversation is so much fun because he's got like the energy of youth and all of this enthusiasm. It's like, man, I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that. I'm just like a little touch of jaded and bitter.
Like,
Yeah.
But with a smile. You got to be that happy bitter, where it's like, oh, you know, it's not real resentment. It's
right.
Yeah, just it's more of an aw shucks than a damn you kid.
Right.
Yeah.
If only.
Oh, yep. Got to root for the youngins. But Jesus. All right. So apparently it's midnight, and you guys have been rolling with me for 3 hours now, which is amazing.
Fun.
I think this is the longest stream I've been on too, because normally on the cricket night we like 2 hours. I'm like, okay, we gotta go. Like I've got to work in the morning. I need to go to bed.
Yeah. It's that's important. Sleep before bed. I have to work for another 3.5 hours or something. So unfortunately, I don't get to go to sleep. You guys will. we'll see the fruits of the labor in the morning. Big Target sale kicks off at 3 a.m.
Ooh.
3 a.m. East Coast. 40% off a ton of stuff. It's going to be a good one. So
Why you got to do that to me right before we're leaving? For the show?
Clarence.
I'm going to spend all my money before I leave.
yeah. Well, wake up in the morning and take a look at that.
Yeah.
That's the work for the rest of the night.
Cool.
We got a road trip. We got plenty of time to stare at
Yeah, I say I can be shopping on the drive for a long time in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that. There's going to be some good stuff out there. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight.
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
I will see you guys in June, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is not for another 8 months, and it's going to go by and feel like about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, if in the meantime something comes up about the show and you have questions, always feel free to reach out, give us a holler, or reach out on the Instagram page even to Brickworld,
Right.
and you'll get an answer.
Yeah. Right on.
Right.
All right, I appreciate that. Hey, when is Brick at Night? Because I always listen on replay when I can find it on replay, which is not as easy as I would have thought.
Yeah, we've been trying to work on getting that better clarified for YouTube is weird sometimes when it comes to trying to pull back up streams. But we're Tuesday nights.
Nope. It used to be Tuesday nights. Now it is every other Tuesday. So our next show will be next Tuesday on the 11th. So it's every other Tuesday, 9 p.m.
And the special guest we have next week is the crap, I lost the name. The designer of the Office set.
Oh. Cool.
J. Bricks, I think is his tag.
But yes, he'll be on the episode with us, and we'll be chit-chatting about the Office set and some other stuff.
Awesome.
That'll be fun.
Cool. All right. Well, I will look forward to that. Thank you guys again. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. I do appreciate it. Back next week with Crystal Star.
Yeah.
And go do all the things. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.